right, guys, this is our new episode of Tumbling Podcast of Flesh. This is Corey Script.
This is BDG Reviews.
All right, man. So yeah, we basically decided we're gonna do the podcast today on VHS one
Yep.
because a little shameless plugging here. We did a commentary on VHS two,
Yep.
which you could find on your channel, and I've been posting some. I'll posted a review on VHS two on my channel, and I
Yeah.
linked the commentary. So I
Yeah.
was gonna do a review on VHS one for my channel, but I figured
Yeah.
I'd wait till you had this podcast up so I could link it in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
description. So all that
Yeah.
big web we're making here.
Yep.
But anyways, man. So there was some decent news. I was sitting here. I had just wrote it all down. I was sitting here like I didn't think there would be that much news, but there's some pretty cool stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
All right, man. But yeah, let's just get into the news here.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, the first thing I got, which you brought to attention to me the other day, was Kino is releasing Deep Rising.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has that had a Blu-ray release yet or no?
It's had a Blu-ray release, but it's like part of like a double feature from Echo Bridge.
Oh,
So
that sucks.
yeah, so it's not great. And honestly, that's one of those movies that deserves better than it gets.
Oh yeah, I actually
Honestly,
haven't seen it. I
it's
know
it's
it's
a
a classic.
really it's a
For
really fun movie.
Yeah, I know a lot of
You
people
know?
that like creature features, like really put it in
Yeah.
high regards.
Yeah, it's a really solid flick, and honestly, it's one of those ones that was forgotten.
Yeah.
People always like remember. I think it was really kind of the time when it came out, because that came out. I think it was Lake Placid came out around the same time, and another kind of like water horror movie came out around the same time.
I was gonna say, is it like the
Virus, I
Abyss?
think.
Is it like the Abyss or something like that?
It's similar. Essentially, there's like a group of like people. They hire this boat, and they're going out and they find like to get this cruise ship. Turns out that like the people that hired them are like criminals, and they're gonna like rob the cruise ship or whatever. When they get on there, there's nobody there.
Oh wow.
And turns out like there's like a creature that's been
Is it like
eating
take
them and
itself
everything.
real serious, or does it have like a
It's got some humor in it,
oh,
but
okay.
what I find neat is like the creature stuff is all taken pretty seriously, But I mean, like there's a scene when they're in an elevator, and essentially these like criminals are leading the way, and they're going down this elevator, and like the girl from Ipanema is playing, and one guy is just kind of humming along to it. He's like, I can't get that song out of my head.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
You
may
know,
have
just like topical type humor type stuff.
yeah, I may have to check that out because I'm not normally a creature feature person, but I
Yeah,
like them. Like I really dig Lake Placid and like Deep Blue Sea and stuff. Well, they're not really creature features, but they
yeah,
are at the same time.
yeah. That was it. Deep Blue Sea was the other one that came out around the same time.
Oh, okay, so it is in the vein of those movies.
Yeah, and it just sort of got lost, really.
Oh, okay.
Like because kind of like with the Sixth Sense and Stir of Echoes. They
Oh
came out
yeah,
around the same time, and nobody remembers Stir of Echoes,
yeah,
even
which
though
is a
it's the better
solid
movie.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the good thing is though that Kino's releasing it, and Kino's as far as the United States go, they're pretty cheap releases.
they are. Even up here, they're pretty cheap. I mean, I think the most I've ever paid for a Kino release was Rawhead Rex, and I think that was about like 24.
Yeah, but I think that was like
Yeah,
a
that was some.
special occasion. That's the only Kino release I've seen with a slipcover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
most
Most of
of
the
them you
time,
can pick 14, 15 bucks here.
yeah, they're about usually 17 or 19 up here. So
Yeah, what's bizarre,
yeah,
man, is I like Kino. They put out some good movies. Like they released Highway to Hell, which was like
yeah,
a direct-to-video 90s
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
But I picked up one from FYE, and you know of FYE, right?
yeah, yeah,
Well, you know how FYE usually charges you the suggested retail price that they
yeah,
get. So if something's retail for 40 bucks, they're gonna charge you 40.
yeah,
Well, dude,
yeah.
I found that Needful Things.
Oh yeah,
That that Stephen King movie.
yeah, yeah.
I've
Good
never
flick.
seen it, and I'd still shrink, but I found it at FYE brand new for 14.99.
That's a hell of a good deal
I
right
was
there.
shocked, dude. A, that they
Yeah,
even had a Kino release. It's the only one I've ever seen there.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
had a weird tag on it. So what I think
Mhm.
it was is I think it was special ordered, and the
Oh
person never
yeah,
picked it up.
yeah. Well, hey, you got to get rid of it somehow, right?
Yeah. Yeah, FYE's been coming through for me a lot recently.
Yeah,
Like,
I've only ever been in a few times, like, because we don't got them up here.
okay.
But if I go over to the States in like Niagara or whatever, every now and then I go over there, and there's one over there, and I kind of really dig going in it. Though admitted, one time I went in and I was looking for Exorcist 3,
Yeah.
and
What,
they
the
didn't.
Blu-ray or the DVD?
Yeah, the Blu-ray when it came out, and they didn't know what it was.
Really?
They didn't know what The Exorcist was.
That's weird.
He's
Yeah,
like,
there's
"Is
at
is that
FYE
a
there's a lot
CD?"
of
I'm like, "No."
yeah, there's a lot of people that work there that have no idea that have no business working there.
Yeah,
What's funny
yeah,
is I wanted to get a job at FYE like years ago when I was like 18 or whatever,
yeah, yeah,
and they denied me, and it's like I would have been the most qualified person working there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
everybody, it's so dumb. Like I think there's only one person at FYE I met that actually knew what they were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It must be their business model.
Yeah, well, recently they just put in like toys and food and stuff. They're like, or snacks. They're not
Yeah,
like, it's weird. They're shrinking it. But anyways, I don't want to get too off topic with it.
yeah,
But yeah, I've been finding really good deals there though. So if you have an FYE near you, go there and look at it. Like I said, I found the Reanimator copies on vinyl,
yeah,
dirt cheap, man. And what you know about, we'll be giving one away.
yeah,
But yeah, that's came through on that. We have the basket case Blu-ray I found cheap there, Reanimator Blu-ray, and Attack of
yeah,
the Killer Tomatoes, man.
yeah, yeah. You can't go wrong when you find good prices, you know?
Yeah, you know what's good though is I think that's a sign of that those movies are selling well because years ago or a couple years ago, FYE you never saw any Scream Factory titles. You never
Yeah,
saw any of those, but now I go down the aisle, they're like loaded with the Vestron titles, Arrow, Scream Factory.
yeah,
So of
yeah,
course they are selling.
yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah. But on to the next piece of news here.
Hmm.
Uh, I figured should get this. Scream Factory's been killing it with these announcements.
Yeah,
Like coming in September, that area where they announced a rec box set, all four individual cases.
yeah. That's
It
gonna be
looks
sweet.
super sick, man. I don't own any of them, so
Yeah,
it's a guaranteed pickup for me.
yeah. I mean, I got all the. Well, I got three of the imports,
Yeah,
and I got part three on, like Region A or whatever. But
I know
I'm
three
gonna.
and four are like over the top ridiculous, right?
Yeah, well, essentially, parts one and two are direct sequels to each other.
Yeah.
Whereas part three, you don't really know when it takes place,
Yeah, isn't it
and
like
it's
getting to like Resident Evil territory, kinda? Like I know the
a,
covers is like a Resident Evil like
a,
woman, you know?
a yeah, it takes place at someone's wedding, and
Yeah,
like there's like an outbreak of the evil virus or whatever. It's fun, but I don't consider it anywhere near parts one or two.
yeah,
And part four kind of goes back and fills in some of those holes, so that's kind of neat.
yeah. Is number four? Isn't it on a cruise ship?
Number four, it's on a ship that's like essentially, how can I describe it? Almost like a quarantine ship.
Yeah,
Like they've got like the survivors from all this thing and put them on this ship, so they don't spread whatever like evil disease thing it is.
but of course it starts spreading.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's fun. It's not as good as the first two. Essentially I put them 1, 2, 4, 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the order I put them in. Uh, though I have to admit there is one part in part three, which is kind of awesome, as a guy gets in a suit of armor.
wow.
Literally, he finds a suit of armor, so he gets in it, and he's going around. He has like a mace. It was probably the smartest idea I've ever seen anyone do in a horror movie.
That's badass. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm excited for this set. Are you picking it up?
It depends. I'm gonna see what the features are,
Yeah,
because the Blu-rays I have right now are really solid, nice transfers and everything. Um, if they got some good features on them, I'll consider picking it up because
yeah. Is
it's a
there a good
series I really like.
is there a good chance though that that would be really expensive near you?
Uh,
Because it's going to be
oh,
47 retail, so on Amazon it'll probably be like 35, 40.
yeah. Assuming it's not considered an import over here,
Yeah.
we'll probably get it around the same price point. Maybe a little bit more, maybe like $45 or something. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Regardless, it's
So,
still a good deal. 10 bucks a flick.
oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely, and that's a sick looking box. It really is.
I know. You almost wish you didn't pick up the old releases, so it could have
Yeah,
been fresh to you.
yeah.
But the next two releases, I'm really hyped for from them too. I don't know if we already said this in the last one. I'm sure we did, but might as well say it again. They announced Brain Scan a few weeks
Yeah,
ago, which I'm
yeah.
hyped for, man. I love that movie.
That's a movie I never thought would get a Blu-ray release, honestly.
Me too, because the DVD's been out of print and everything.
Yeah, or I thought if it did get a Blu-ray release, it was going to be like an Echo Bridge type thing, like a cheap little.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was gonna be from Vestron.
That wouldn't have surprised me either.
Yeah,
You know?
either or like Kino. Not Scream Factory. It seems bizarre that they're releasing it, but I like it. And then
Yeah,
the other one, which I think is bizarre, Scream Factory's releasing, but I like it, is Brain Dead with Bill Pullman and Bill Paxton.
yeah.
That
I
was
I
like a
always
surprising release.
I always remember seeing the cover for that back in like the VHS days,
Yeah, I saw
but
it on the cover
I
on Netflix.
yeah, I never watched it, so I don't know how it is.
You gotta admit that cover looks badass though.
Oh, it does definitely,
Like I don't even know what it
definitely.
is. Like it's bizarre.
Yeah,
I almost think it's something like you maybe put on different faces, like, and it morphs. I don't know. I know nothing about it. All I need to
yeah,
see is the cover, Bill
yeah,
Pullman and Bill Paxton, and I'm sold.
yeah. If the price is good, I might pick that up.
Yeah. And the last one that they announced, I thought was really well. They announced the Evil 2, but I'm not really excited for that for some reason. It looks kind of cool, but I
Yeah,
don't know. It just doesn't get me that excited. But they
yeah,
did announce the Seventh Sign with Demi Moore,
yeah,
which I'm kind of excited for because I almost picked up that foreign release, but I'm glad we'll be
yeah,
getting some extras with it. I don't know
yeah,
anything about it. I just know Demi Moore is super hot,
yeah.
and something about
Uh,
the cover I think is cool.
yeah. Well, it's got that like satanic vibe and everything.
Yeah, it
I think
reminds
that's
me of something
essentially
like a
what it
prophecy
is.
or something.
I think that's kind of what it is. Something along that line.
Yeah, like a
So
prophecy or warlock type thing.
yeah, yeah, or like end of days.
Yeah.
Though maybe the less said about that particular movie, the best.
Hey, I'm a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan.
Yeah, I like that movie, but it's not good.
No, it's definitely one of the lesser ones from him.
Yeah, no one's gonna argue it's a good movie, but it's kind of fun.
And then the next one I got, which is cool for me, is a Castle Freak remake confirmed by Barbara Crampton. She teases it's coming soon.
That's gonna be cool. She's actually got a cameo in it.
That's awesome. You know, Castle Freak is, I think, one of the most well done full moon films.
Oh, definitely, yeah, and it's one of the best Lovecraft films, also.
Yeah,
Even though it doesn't, explicitly say it's Lovecraft,
yeah.
it's The Outsider.
Oh, is it?
It is like 100%. It's The Outsider.
Yeah,
Um, you know, it's a great flick. It
yeah.
really
I
is.
love it, man. And it
Yeah,
makes me extra excited too because I've been on a huge full moon kick.
yeah.
And this package coming Monday, which you already know about, but I'll do an
Oh yeah,
unboxing of my channel Monday when that comes in
yeah.
because
That's gonna
I'm
be
really
cool.
hyped for that. The most expensive box set I've ever bought in my life.
Yeah. Well, from what I know, though, it's a kick-ass box set.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do a full unboxing on that Monday.
That's gonna be cool.
But yeah, and then I ordered five full moon films I'd never seen. One called The Creeps, which I
Yeah,
know nothing about. One called Hideous.
yeah.
Lurking Fear, which the cover looked badass, and it's
Lurking
H.P.
Fear
Lovecraft.
is awesome.
Is it? The cover
And
looked sweet, man.
hell, it has Ashley Lawrence in it too.
Actually, really.
Yeah.
And is Jeffrey
Uh,
Combs in that one?
um,
I know Lance.
I,
Or wait,
I,
no, I'm thinking of something else.
yeah, I don't think he's in that, but well, he might be. I don't know. Uh, he's in a lot of Lovecraft stuff, especially like
Yeah,
full moon era type stuff.
yeah,
That particular one is a really fun movie, honestly.
yeah.
And it's been ages since I've seen it, and I think I might want to watch that again sometime soon.
You have it?
I have it on like some like midnight horror collection. It has like 6 movies on it or something,
Okay.
and that's one of them.
One of these days we ought to do like a full moon special.
Yeah, damn, you could
Like
do
just an overall
so
long
much.
discussion on full moon in general.
Yeah, I'm down for that definitely because they're an interesting company.
Yeah, we could like get our list of like our favorite full moon films and just do a whole
Oh hell
retrospective
yeah,
on them. That'd
yeah,
be a cool discussion.
definitely.
Yeah, then I got Meridian. If you know anything about that, all I know is Sherilyn Fenn's in it, and
Yeah,
supposedly she gets fully nude in it.
yeah. Uh, Meridian's kind of interesting, honestly. It's it's not always it's not like the most fast-paced movie or anything, but it's got some interesting stuff in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
been
The
a
cover
long
looked
time
kind of
since I
cool.
saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just really interested to check out all these full moon Blu-ray transfers.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, the full moon Blu-rays that I've got, honestly, I'm surprised by
Yeah,
how good a lot of them look.
yeah, because
And
I
a,
know
and
they're.
a lot of the time also though, like a lot of the Puppet Master movies, for example, their like DVD release and their VHS release were all full screen.
Yeah,
So you get them on widescreen on the Blu-ray, which is the way it was originally shot. So
yeah,
even if you've seen the Puppet Master movies, um, you look at them there and you're getting more information.
definitely. And what else I think is cool too is like I think their first Blu-ray release was Puppet Master 1. And
Yeah,
I think they figured out a new process because I know they went and remastered it and made it even a lot better than that first Blu-ray release.
yeah, and I can tell you already, like the first Blu-ray release was still pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
So,
really excited to see Puppet Master Retro again.
yes,
Just
that,
because I'm a big fan of Greg Sestero
yeah,
from The Room,
yeah,
and I had saw Puppet Master Retro like way before The Room, when I
yeah,
had no idea who it is, so I'm really interested to check it out again after all these years, like
yeah,
knowing how bad he was in The Room. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
You still got to get that movie, man.
The Room, yeah. For some reason, like everywhere I look up here, I can either not find it, or when I do, it's crazy expensive. I don't get it. I
And
really don't.
you've never seen it?
No.
Oh my god! Did I tell you I saw that in theaters?
You saw it in theaters?
Yeah, it
Damn,
was
that would
probably
be.
it was around Oscar time.
Yeah.
It was a few months ago. I was shocked I didn't tell you this. Yeah, around Oscar time when what was that movie? The
The
Disaster
Disaster
Artist.
Artist. Yeah.
Yeah, when that was being like up nominated and stuff.
Yeah.
My theater here, Hollywood 20, released it for one night only, like as part of that Fandango and
That's cool.
thing, Fathom Events. That's who did it. And
Yeah.
they, I don't know if you have that up in Canada, but
No. No.
they put it on for one night and everything, and
That's
it
cool.
was packed, and it was just one screen, and it was one of the. It's probably the best theater experience I ever had. Like
Yeah.
everybody was like yelling the one-liners. Everybody was doing all the stuff to it. It was just a really amazing theater
So it's so,
experience.
so essentially it's become like
It's a Rocky Horror
yeah.
type experience. Yeah. Have you look? You haven't
That's
looked
cool.
up any of that stuff? That's what
I've
it's famous for. They still have midnight showings of it in New York every weekend.
That's cool. I mean, I've just heard a lot about it. I've looked up like Blu-ray reviews and everything. Uh, never really gone in depth with it, but I think, I might actually try to pick that up.
Yeah, the Blu-ray looks really good, surprisingly. And I don't know if you heard, but Tommy Wiseau, he filmed it using standard definition or HD cameras and film camera at the same exact time.
Oh.
So
Oh.
it's bizarre, dude. He's the only filmmaker to ever do it. He built like a special rig that had the film camera and the HD camera like side by side. So the film will be like HD clean, and then you'll
Mhm.
see like a film part, and then it's bizarre, dude.
That's cool. I mean, like I said, I can never seem to find it up here. I don't know why, but I may just have to, or import it.
Yeah, because I know you can get it on Amazon US for $10.
Yeah, that's, quite reasonable. I know when you check Amazon up here, it's quite, I'll just take a look right now and see
I know. I
what's
wonder
going
if it's changed since The Disaster Artist came out. Because
It
I know
might
that
have.
movie bumped that movie's popularity up.
I was honestly kind of hoping that they would have added The Room as a special feature on that.
Oh, they should have, man.
I
That
mean,
way you
it's
could have
it's
got it all for
perfect
14
sense.
bucks or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry for the noise. I gotta give my cat treats here.
Ah.
Yeah, it, like comes out in the middle of the night. And it'll start like
Yeah.
tripping.
Okay.
But while you're looking that up, we'll get into the next part here.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing, not really horror, but genre in general.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx cast as Al Simmons in the new Spawn.
That's gonna be cool.
You think he was a good choice or nah?
I think he's kind of like the perfect choice.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
What is it going for up there?
On DVD, 42.93,
Are you for real, dude?
and on Blu-ray, 55.91.
Oh my god, dude. That's insane.
I don't get it. I really don't. I mean,
How much would it cost you to get it from Amazon US though?
uh,
You would just have to pay shipping. How much would shipping be? It wouldn't be more than 10, would it?
no, hell, shipping from Amazon US is usually about like $4 or $5.
That's what I'm saying. You can get it for $10, or the Blu-ray I think is 20. You know, you can get it for
Yeah,
sale.
I think I'm definitely gonna have to do that because no way am I paying that for a movie
Yeah,
that,
it's worth it, man. It's fun, and the rewatchability on it's insane.
yeah, $10 for the DVD, 22 for the Blu-ray. Yeah,
Realistically, you could get the DVD and you'd get the same experience. You know what I mean? Because the
yeah,
Blu-ray is good, but it's a
yeah,
movie that there's no special effects. There's nothing like that. So it's not a movie you need on Blu-ray. You know what I mean?
yeah. But then again, when you have the option,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is the rewatchability in it's really high. So it's one of those ones where if you want a good laugh, it's ridiculous. Because
Yeah,
every April Fool's Day, they play that for the whole block on Adult Swim.
that's awesome.
Yeah, even before the Disaster Artist came out, it's when nobody knew about it. I remember watching Adult Swim all the time back in the day. And this
Yeah,
is like I remember the first time I saw it, I never knew what it was. And it was on April 1st, and
yeah,
I was watching Adult Swim, and I was expecting, Space Ghost and Brack Show and all that.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and this movie comes on, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And we watch it, and then it starts right again after that. And we're like, what the hell? And they've done it every April 1st after that.
That's pretty cool. I mean, something's become like a pop culture phenomenon when that happens.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But the next piece of news I got is actually toy news. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm hyped for this. NECA is
Mhm.
releasing a new Friday the 13th Part 5 figure.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw
What makes
that.
this special to me, though, is it comes with three masks. One is just a normal hockey mask. One is the one with all the maggots and stuff on it from the dream sequence in Part 5.
Yeah,
And then the third mask is the cover art mask. You know, the one that was never in the film?
yeah,
It's like the kind of
yeah,
mask on the cover of Bloody Murder and Bloody Murder 2.
yeah, with like the light shining through the
Yeah,
eyes and
it comes
stuff.
with that mask.
That's cool.
So I think that's a really badass bonus.
Yeah,
And did you see
definitely.
that NECA, I don't know if you pay attention to figures or anything like that,
Sometimes, yeah.
But NECA released like a set, like an accessories set for Jason figures. I saw them at FYE and I saw them online. It's like a box that comes with like a little pier diagram, and then there's like the boulder with the chain that like holds Jason up like he's floating in the lake.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. That's
That's a,
kind of neat.
I know. I think that's really cool. They're putting little sets out like that. Now they want
Yeah.
25 for it, and I don't want to pay that for it. But it's cool they're releasing it.
Yeah, yeah,
Now I'll pay 25 for the Part 5 figure though easily. Although
yeah,
that'll
that's
probably
right.
be 30.
Yeah, yeah. It's a nice looking figure, I gotta admit.
Yeah. Do you buy like NECA figures at all, like the normal 7-inch figures?
Every now and then, like if I find something really kind of neat,
Yeah.
um,
I know their
you
big
know,
hits are like the Jason and the Leatherface figures.
yeah, yeah. It just really depends on, if I find something really cool.
Yeah. But next piece of news, Bill Skarsgård says he's gearing up for a very different It Chapter 2.
Yeah,
So that's kind of cool, man. I mean, I'm really excited to see what they do with it. Obviously, it original one's one of my favorite movies of all time.
yeah,
You know, I love the remake, not as much as the original, but
yeah,
I'm interested to see it in today's time.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you look at the original like miniseries, there's so much that how can I describe it? I don't want to say wasted potential, but you know, there's so much they could have done, like with the quote unquote like modern day stuff,
Yeah.
that they didn't.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because like pretty much anyone you ask, you like the It miniseries? Yeah. What's your favorite part? The first part.
Yeah.
Did,
Oh,
did you like
yeah.
the second part? Like, it was all right. It was just a much weaker part,
Yeah.
and I mean, you know, what they need to do, and it's something they do in the book, really. Um, Essentially, Pennywise is a lot more vicious in the second half.
I hope that's what they're doing then.
Yeah,
I'm
I
see
so
what
do
I think
I.
it'll be more creepy just because it'll be more relatable because
Yeah,
we live in the current time. So
yeah,
so I'm interested to see what they do with like technology with it and stuff though. Like
yeah.
if someone will see Pennywise and then just bust out the phone and
Well,
start
well,
recording it or something.
well. How much you want to bet they bring in something like those like mass clown sightings
I
from a
don't know
couple
if
of
they'll
years
do
back?
that.
No, I
Maybe,
mean,
but I
I
don't
mean,
know.
like, have someone like get a picture of them, and just think, oh, it's just one of these
Oh
mass
yeah.
clown sightings,
Yeah, I could
and
see that.
it's yeah, it could work.
Yeah, and
Uh,
also I'm stoked for. I'm hoping we get that Pennywise eating the baby scene that we've been
oh
hearing about
yeah,
forever because he's obviously saving it for part two because I feel like
yeah.
he would have released it as a special feature.
I would have thought so because that would have been a scene that would have made the Blu-ray.
Oh yeah. There was rumblings that there was going to be a re-release of the Blu-ray when the first one came out. Is that true or no?
From what I've heard, I think they're planning like a director's cut.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's just going to be all those scenes that are currently on the Blu-ray are going to be re-edited in, or maybe or if there's going to be more stuff, or I don't know.
I'm straight up buying it regardless.
So am I. I
I mean
mean,
any It release I'm getting.
yeah, it's one of my favorite movies as
Yeah.
well. So you know, it's like a must buy. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I got Pennywise tatted all on my arm now, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the first one was a life-changing movie for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where part five, I mean not part five, what the hell? The remake,
Yeah,
um, the CGI man just kind of brought it down. I still love it. I think it's a really solid film,
mm.
but I just think, and I also think Tim Curry just did a better job.
Well, I think they're very different takes on Pennywise.
Yeah,
And I mean, I can appreciate both of them.
yeah. Oh, I like
Um,
Bill Scar. I think he's more menacing.
oh, definitely, yeah.
But I
Like,
think it may be the look of Tim Curry I like a lot better. I don't know, but I like the look of Bill Skarsgård too. It may
yeah,
just be a pure nostalgic thing.
it could be. I mean, a lot of people put their fear of clowns back to the original It miniseries.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think it's just been years and years and years of loving it that makes it impossible for me to
yeah.
like the new one better.
Well, and let's be honest. Also, when you think of it, you think of Tim Curry.
Yeah.
You know, that's just how it is. When you think of Pennywise, you think of Tim Curry. At least like any of us that were alive when the miniseries came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an automatic association.
Where kids now probably think the original one's just cheesy as hell.
I'm sure they probably do, and probably for the most part, if you when you look at it objectively, it is kind of cheesy.
Yeah,
But it has a charm.
definitely.
Just because something's cheesy doesn't mean it's bad.
I know. I mean, dude, when I was young, that movie I thought was like actually terrifying.
Oh yeah, especially the first half.
Was it you that was telling me you watched it? No, I don't think it was. You were telling me you watched it in like a hotel room or something on a VHS tape?
No, no, that wasn't me.
Uh,
I saw it originally when it first aired.
oh, on TV?
Yeah, and I remember I watched it with my parents,
What did they think
and
of it?
I don't think they thought much of it really. At the time, I think they thought it was like interesting
Yeah, are they
and
Stephen
a good
King
movie.
fans or no?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll watch ones, but like they watched what's that one on Netflix right now? Um,
Gerald's Game?
no, the other one,
1922?
1922. They watched that and they found it really slow and boring.
Oh, okay.
You know, but then again, they're not really horror fans.
Yeah. I still
You
haven't
know,
seen the Stephen King Netflix movies for some reason.
uh, honestly, I haven't either. I've seen the quote unquote degloving scene from Gerald's Game. I've
No.
seen it on YouTube, but other than that,
Yeah. It's one of
uh,
those things where I feel like, they're Netflix produced movies, so they'll always be there. I mean, they're not going away.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
kind of
they're
leave
not
those
moving.
for like a rainy day when I don't have nothing to watch.
Exactly. Then just throw one of them on. Yeah.
Yeah. But the next piece of news, I don't like talking about it. Chapter 2 is kind of frustrating though, just because we got to wait till like
Yeah,
October
September.
or September of next year.
Yeah, it's an annoyance. But then again, I'd prefer them to do that than rush it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the first half, part one was so strong that take your time, do it right, give us a part two worthy of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But dude, that movie's gonna make so much money.
Oh, hell yeah.
And once they're gonna do some kind of thing with them both together. I'm sure
Oh,
they're gonna be some kind of release.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'll be there in
Uh,
line buying it.
oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, I hope they do a theatrical, like 6-hour release.
Oh yeah. Well, they very well could. They did that with The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Put all
You know,
three in a row and
yeah,
everything.
I would go and see it, like full length, 6 hours. I would sit there. I would not move the entire damn time.
Wait, are you talking about the original one?
No, the new one.
Oh, okay. I
Get
was gonna
that
say I'd
part.
love to see the original in
Oh,
theaters.
that would be awesome. That would be genuinely awesome. I don't know how good it would look. You know.
Oh, because it is 4:3.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's true.
well, but then again, I mean, the Blu-ray looks good, so
Yeah. Oh, the Blu-ray transfer looks amazing, but it's still in
yeah,
4:3.
yeah,
But next piece of news here, I guess, on the Suspiria remakes Twitter, they
yeah.
tweeted the trailer's coming next week.
Oh, I'm psyched for that. I really
Yeah,
am.
I have high hopes for it, surprisingly.
From what I've been hearing from people who've seen it,
People have seen it already?
oh yeah, like some of the actors and
Oh,
stuff have seen like previous screenings and everything, and I've been hearing some good stuff.
really?
I've been hearing, people like being genuinely kind of like disturbed.
Well, then you need to pick up that Synapse release before it comes out
Yeah.
so we could do a show on it.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Suspiria is one of those movies that, I think it's a love-hate movie.
Yeah,
People either love it or they hate it. There's really no middle ground.
yeah.
And, you know,
I love it just from the visual standpoint of it.
yeah. I mean, I remember when I first saw it when I was a kid. I probably saw it when I was too young because I
Yeah,
didn't appreciate it. I really kind of hated it for a long
really.
time. Yeah, I mean, I liked the ending. I always remember the VHS. It used to have written on it, the only thing scarier than the last 10 minutes or the first 90. And I always thought, yeah, the last 10 minutes are really good, but the first 90 were kind of boring.
Yeah.
you know, um,
Yeah, the soundtrack alone, though, I love,
oh, the
man.
soundtrack is magnificent.
Yeah, like when she's running through the forest or whatever in the beginning there, and you first hear that goblin score.
Oh yeah,
I love that, man.
Goblin are just awesome.
Yeah, were you
And
actually thinking of picking up that Dawn of the Dead goblin score?
I was thinking about it. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot to pull out nearly $70.
I know, man.
Now, now, admitted, you get like a bunch of stuff with it. You get like a CD, you get the records, you get like a T-shirt, you get like a bag and a bunch of other stuff.
yeah.
So it's loaded for bear, but still, 70
What's your hold
for
up on the It vinyl soundtrack? I would have thought you would have snatched that up quick, man.
yeah, it's just a money thing.
Yeah,
It's just I I what I want to do also when I spend a lot of money like on a vinyl,
yeah,
I like to actually like pick it up
yeah.
and like look at it and everything before I drop the money. You know, I don't know, it's just so much.
I know, man. I went at FYE. They have the exclusive of the It soundtrack, the new one,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the original It, but the new release of that soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they got like the exclusive where all the vinyls are red. Well,
Yeah.
I picked it up, dude. It's thick, man. It's like a
That's
trifold. It's really thick, heavy. Cover looks beautiful, dude. But I look at that
yeah.
$55 price tag,
I know.
and I had to put it back, man. But it was painful.
Yeah. What
Like
I always
leaving
find
it there on the shelf, I was like, oh my god.
I know. I look at that and I'm like, I could buy like 3 movies for that.
I know, man. It's one of those things where like, how often am I gonna listen to that score though? It's more of
Yeah.
just because I want it, and I
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna go pop on the It score, every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's not like it's like the score for Hellraiser or whatever that you can put on in the background of pretty much anything,
I know.
you know.
It's one of the
Um,
yeah. It's one of those things where I'd want to find more like a frame for it and just frame it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
but
like
then you,
frame it right next to the It remake one because literally those covers they match.
yeah, they're very nice covers, both of them.
Yeah.
And you know, and then of course you get that argument in your head. You're like, oh, should I do that? But I paid so much. I want to like, I don't
Listen
know.
to it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I I think I will get it. I don't know when, but damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to pull the trigger on that definitely, but I find it so hard to,
I
you
know.
know,
But isn't it almost depressing looking at the remake soundtrack, knowing you don't have the original soundtrack and it's out
yeah,
there?
it looks kind of sad
I don't
there
know.
on its own.
I can't even look at my soundtrack.
It needs a friend.
Right
Yeah,
now, the remake soundtrack's like that redheaded stepchild, Like
yeah,
you don't even want to look at it.
no.
Oh man.
Oh man, yeah,
But my next piece of news here, which you also told me about, was Severn Films working on a new 4K Changeling restoration finally.
yeah. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up, and obviously, Severn releasing it too. I like Severn, man.
Yeah,
There's a good chance they're gonna put out like some kind of nice slipcover and everything for it.
I hope they do. It deserves it. It's one of those movies that's genuinely creepy.
Yeah. Now, look, is the director of that still alive? I know he did a
Um,
Masters of Horror episode, so I think he may be alive.
Peter Medic.
Yeah,
I'll
Peter Medic. Yeah.
I'll just check.
I think he does like directing for shows now.
Yeah, he looks to be. He's 80 years old, still alive, so yeah.
Well, then since Severin's releasing that, that's a huge release. I'm willing to
Mhm.
bet money that they're going to come out with sleeves that are signed by Peter Medic because usually on their big releases,
Yeah,
they come out with you can buy sleeves signed. Like I bought The Other Hell, which is from the guy that directed Troll 2.
yeah,
For like an extra $10, I got it with his autograph on it.
that's awesome,
Yeah, and then Dark Water, that Italian
Yeah, the
nunsploitation movie.
non-exploitation thing, yeah.
Yeah, for like 10 extra bucks, you get it signed by that director, which is cool.
That's cool.
And I also want to give a shout out too. Now, currently on their site, Eaten Alive, they
Yeah?
have uh, they have sleeves signed by Mimi Lai.
Oh, wow, that's
So for
awesome.
$10, you get Mimi Lai's signature from Severin. So I guarantee, since this is going to be a huge release, it'll be the same
Yeah,
thing. Pay 10 extra bucks, you get Peter Medic's autograph.
that would be
And
cool.
if that's the case, I'm doing it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Changeling.
Oh yeah,
It's one of those, and I think what makes it kind of so, like, scary is the fact it has George C. Scott in it.
yeah,
And I mean, because the thing is, you see him, and your thought automatically goes to Patton,
oh yeah.
which he was in. And so you're seeing this guy get frightened of a ball falling down the stairs, and you're like, this is Patton being afraid of a ball. There must be something really
Yeah, and there's something almost
going
really
on here.
classy about it too, like that whole scene with him playing the piano, and then
Yeah,
the camera's whirling around. There's just something really cool about it.
yeah. It's just one of the superior, ghost movies.
Definitely, it's like yeah, it's one of the originators of the not originator, but perfect example of like a slow burn horror
Yeah,
movie. It would go perfect with like Burnt Offerings or something as like a double feature.
yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
And I
so
mean, Burnt Offerings is pretty fun too.
yeah, I didn't write it down, but you know what month that's coming out, or have they not said?
I don't think they've said yet.
Yeah, they're probably just working on it. All right.
Yeah,
So my next piece of news, which is something that doesn't surprise me at all, Slender Man producers are shopping the film around to
yeah,
Netflix and Amazon. So I literally saw a trailer for Slender Man in theaters
yeah,
a few months ago. I don't remember what I was seeing. I think it was
yeah,
Strangers 2. They showed a trailer for Slender Man.
yeah.
So obviously the movie sucks. You know what I mean? If they
I
pulled it
don't
and all
know.
that, and it's just like, dude, Slender Man is played out, man.
It is. I mean, this movie should have been made like, 6 years ago
Yeah, and
or
it would have been
whatever.
perfect, dude. This is too late, man. And I think the
Yeah,
Slender Man is a creepy idea. I think that
yeah.
original whatever the hell it was called,
The
the
creepypasta, yeah.
yeah, but it was on a different site. But whatever, I
Yeah.
thought that was really creepy. But dude, have you
Mhm.
seen the trailer for this?
I have.
I think it looks shitty, man.
I don't know. I'll give it a shot because I'm always open to new horror.
Yeah,
Um, but I'd be going in with my expectations very low,
yeah,
and then hopefully I'd be surprised in a good way. Apparently, though, the reason they're shopping this around though is they Sony want to release it kind of like a low budget like Blumhouse style release.
I
But they're
think that may
thinking
be
it should.
Sony covering up for its offer.
Yeah, I think the producers or whatever want like a bigger release. And I
Yeah.
mean, I get that.
Well, the
I
straight to
mean,
Netflix movies are doing real well, so I think that is the best route for it.
yeah,
And I mainly say that because if I do want to see it, I could see it for free.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I think I'd see it because I mean, it could be interesting. It could be one of those things where you just it surprises you,
Yeah,
and I hope it does.
yeah. And that's the last of the news I got. You got anything?
Yeah, I got a couple of things. Nothing too major though. The Crow remake is pretty much officially dead.
Yeah, I read about that. I didn't write it
Yeah,
down though, just because
yeah,
I
uh,
could have told you that before they
yeah.
announced it.
Jason Momoa has come out and essentially said, he's off.
Yeah.
Um,
And they did release a picture with him in the makeup, and he surprisingly looks pretty
look,
decent.
yeah. The problem I always thought with having Jason Momoa, I mean, it's one thing if you make like a new story.
He's too jacked for the part.
Exactly. He's not the sort of person that the original story, like they come in, they like kill the guy and mess up his girl and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He's the,
Brandon Lee was strong, but he wasn't a beast, you know what I mean?
no, he had like kind of that skinny strong,
Yeah.
which worked for the part. You could see a bunch of people like overpowering
Yeah,
him.
you don't see a lot of jacked emo dudes, you know?
No, no, you don't. Um, Honestly, I think it could work, but they'd need to switch up the story somehow.
Yeah.
I still think they should do something and like sort of like tie, if they can, like tie it into like maybe like Native American culture or something.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
think
My
that
idea was, they have the comics to where
yeah,
they have it in different time periods. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It
yeah.
could be a period piece. You know what I mean?
That
Have the Crow in like medieval times or something.
that would be cool. I'd like to see a Crow set in like the Old West.
Yeah, they should do the same thing with Spawn too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because well we've seen like medieval Spawn and
Oh yeah.
everything. Yeah,
And the Crow. I
yeah,
mean, they're doing a mistake by not doing it in a separate time. Just because so many people think it's sacrilege to even touch the Crow.
yeah. I
Because
mean,
I
I
mean, the
I
dude
I
died for
understand
it. You
it.
know. I mean, they
Yeah,
did make some shitty sequels, but I like the sequels to be honest.
yeah. They can be pretty good.
Yeah,
Some of
even
them.
the Edward Furlong one I like.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's say it's not as bad as people remember it being.
I actually like part three better than I like part two.
Well, yeah, part two is just it's.
I
I
find
don't.
part two kind of boring almost.
Yeah, I
I
find it
do like the
almost.
villain though, that gold guy.
Yeah, I almost always think that part two is like almost essentially just a rehash of part one.
Yeah.
Really, I
But
mean,
just not as well done.
yeah.
And I
I mean,
find Iggy Pop brutally annoying in that movie.
I love that Iggy Pop's in it, but
Really?
I know it's not good. I just like the fact that he's in it.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that they thought, now, who could we get to be in this? I know, Iggy Pop. And it's like, okay.
It makes sense to me. I mean, The Crow is like an edgy movie. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? They're trying to be a little edgy or whatever.
yeah. I kind of liked, was it part three where, the reason for the marks on the face were like, from like an execution?
I, I think that's part two.
I don't know.
I could be
I
wrong, man. It's been so long since I've seen him.
Yeah, I know there was one like the guy got like electrocuted, and it was like the makeup, if you will, like the crow makeup was essentially just like the burns from the mask that they put over his head when they executed him, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, I'll have to watch him again. We'll have to do a special on all four of those.
Yeah, that could definitely work.
Yeah. But what else you got news-wise?
I got Fangoria Films is back.
I had saw something. Is it a film they're making, or is it
Yeah,
a book or something?
no, apparently this Cinestate revived the magazine,
Yeah.
and which is gonna start printing in October. So just so
What is it?
everyone knows.
Six issues a year?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the same as like Rue Morgue and Horror Hound, like every other month or whatever.
You gonna
Um,
subscribe to it, or because I know they jacked the price up for it.
yeah, I'll probably pick up the issues, but I probably won't bother subscribing.
Yeah. They say they're
Yeah,
gonna be thicker though.
that's cool. That's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, but I heard they're jacking the prices up.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently, though, they're bringing back the film imprint. Apparently, they're releasing a movie here. It's called Satanic Panic.
I like the title.
And I don't know about this particular description, but it says, a pizza delivery girl at the end of her financial rope has to fight for her life and her tips. I hate it when they say that. When her last order of the night turns out to be a high society Satanist in need of a virgin sacrifice.
The way they word it makes me feel like it's going to be a comedy horror,
Yeah.
which I don't want that.
Uh, it's one of those things. Horror comedy is like, when done right, is good.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to do it wrong.
Yeah. I'm
You
normally
know?
not a big horror
Yeah.
comedy person.
I mean, essentially what you need to do, you need to make the horror scary, and you need to make the comedy funny.
Yeah.
And don't cross them.
Yeah. This is going to sound crazy, but I've actually haven't seen the other Fangoria Presents titles. I know they had like 6 of them they came out with at once. They had like
Yeah.
comic book covers or something.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing that you haven't seen them.
Isn't there a found footage one?
There might be. I mean, I know there was one called like Axe, and people absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I know 22 Shots did a podcast covering all of them.
Yeah.
And I think they hated the majority of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're good by any stretch of the imagination. I think they got their audience by having the Fangoria name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may pick those up one day though. I may try to find them cheap, and
Yeah.
just to check them out.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find them probably like $5 or $6, you know?
Yeah. Regardless, I'm sure they look cool on the shelf because I'm sure all the spines match.
Yeah, yeah. And last bit of news I got, Brian De Palma says he's writing a new topical horror film.
Damn, Brian De Palma's still alive? No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and apparently it's going to be based on like the whole like Harvey Weinstein type thing.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Harvey Weinstein, dude.
So am I. I mean,
Dude, it's crazy, man. Dude, all I hear about every day is just rape. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's
I
like
don't know.
Morgan
It's
Freeman
like,
raped 5 girls. It's like, oh my god. I was
you know
kidding
what?
about that, but
Yeah, I'm calling total bullshit on that.
no. Did you see some of the videos though? Like, dude, he's a creepy dude.
He is.
There's
But,
one interview where the girls, it's like after the interview and they're wrapping
Yeah.
up, and he's looking at her. He's like, "You ever fool around with older guys?"
Yeah.
And she like laughs like really like awkwardly, and then she
Yeah.
like gets up and starts walking away, and he's like staring at her ass like the whole time. It's really weird.
It
And then
is,
there's
but then
one
again,
chick
you
was-
know.
one chick was like 9 months pregnant, and he was like, "Oh, you're looking ripe," and he was like licking his lips, dude. It was weird, man. But I mean, he's an
Yeah.
old man. I mean, so
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't consider him like a sexual predator or anything.
no.
I think people are just honestly they're too sensitive nowadays.
It's too politically correct, man. Like you can't do anything, dude.
Yeah. I mean, like
I mean, it
don't
don't affect me. I'll say what I say whenever I want to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't worried about offending nobody, but nobody around me is gonna get offended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But-
But then of course you get those people that are offended by everything.
Yeah, but what pisses me off is when it starts affecting stuff I watch. Like, we'll use Roseanne for an example. I'm not watching it,
Yeah.
but they canceled it because of some tweet. Like, who gives a fuck about a tweet? You know what I'm saying?
I know. I
It's
mean,
like-
I didn't watch it either. I'm not a fan of Roseanne.
No, neither do I, but I don't think it should have been canceled over something stupid.
No. What they should have done, simply, they should have killed her character.
Have John Goodman in a jealous rage and... kill her.
Yeah. No, I mean, seriously, they should have just renamed it to, like, The Connors or something, and had her get, like, killed in a car accident or something.
I think that would kill the show, too. You know what I
It,
mean?
it might, but I mean, it would let the people that, you know, were already hired for another season.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
so many people lost jobs because of that, which...
Yeah, just because of like her stupid, you know. Uh,
Well, John
it,
Goodman's not affected. He'll act till he's dead. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, well, John Goodman's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put him in anything, and he just makes it cool.
Yeah. He's badass.
Yeah,
So was that your last piece of news?
that's the last bit of news that I got. Yeah.
All right. So now we're going into releases here.
Yep.
I'm just saying the releases for the next 2 weeks
Yeah.
because that's what we were doing, a podcast every 2 weeks and then 4 commentaries a month.
Yeah.
So the first thing that comes out this Tuesday, there's not a whole lot. There's two things I wrote down that are coming out this week.
Yeah.
Scream Factory's releasing Night of the Lepus, which I don't know nothing about, but I mean, realistically, you can get that from Grindhouse Video right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the only way I mean, if you order this from Amazon, you would have
Yeah.
had to wait till this week. But if you truly want it, Grindhouse Video will sell it to you when they get it. And I
Yeah.
think he got this like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So some of
That's,
this stuff, when I see it, like because I'll look up, horror releases for this week, and it's like, damn, that seems like old news. Like, this is the release date? And it's like, damn, it's been out for like 2 months already.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes they just really, you know,
Now
don't
this,
work well.
yeah, well, I'm not excited for this movie at all. I don't know. I feel like
No.
this would be up your alley, though. Because
Yeah,
it's
it's about
around the same time as, like, Night of the Demon and stuff, right?
no, from what I know, it's newer than that, but it's like about like killer rabbits or something.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. It's just it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then the next one, which I don't know if you're going to pick up, the Death Wish remake comes out this Tuesday.
No.
You're not going to get it?
No.
Did you
I've
see it, though?
no, but I've not heard good stuff.
Oh, it's not good. I would have thought you would have bought it, though, because you haven't seen it.
No, I'll wait for Netflix and I'll watch it there, and if I like it there, then I'll pick up the Blu-ray. But
I'm honestly shocked you're saying that, man.
yeah, when I people I trust have said it's not good.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah, so
It should be
I'll
ashamed for even bearing the Death Wish name.
yeah, so I'll just kind of wait for a while on that.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where even if you watch it free on Netflix, you'll probably be pissed. No, I'm just joking. It's not that bad. But dude,
Yeah.
I still would have thought you would have bought it though,
Yeah,
just because you haven't seen it.
yeah. Maybe if we get like a price drop or something,
Yeah,
But I'm quite sure it's going to be quite expensive when it first comes out.
yeah. Have you noticed? I don't know. Like here in America,
Mhm.
brand new releases used to be $19.99, like a brand new Blu-ray.
Yeah,
They raised it. Now a brand new Blu-ray is $24.99.
yeah. It's kind of the same up here. I find it depends usually on the release,
Yeah,
but I think they've kind of realized like people will still buy it if you have a higher price.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
when it comes out, they'll still pick it up.
yeah,
It is what it is. All right.
yeah. So this Tuesday, the 5th, is a really slow week. I mean, did you write any releases down for the 5th?
There's just a few things. There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Best Buy exclusive.
Oh, yeah.
I
Also
looks
want to point out, too,
interesting.
I don't know if you knew this, but FYE has a exclusive steelbook of Texas Chainsaw now, too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it has the van on the front with the dead armadillo and everything.
That's cool. I like that artwork. I always have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, what else? Let's see. The Midnight Man with what's his name? Robert Englund is in it.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
it's
I know nothing about
yeah.
that.
It's a Scream Factory or Shout Factory, one or the other. That's coming out
Is it in
on.
conjunction with IFC?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. There's that. What else here? Well, Ruby Volume 5 is coming out. I'll pick that up.
Yeah, with that anime.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's a
Berserk? Isn't a new Berserk coming out
I
this week or next week?
I could be next week. Let me take
And
a look.
I only know that because I saw it in the releases.
Yeah, yeah, next week. I can't see. Yeah, there it is. Berserk season 2. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how that will be because I mean,
You gonna pick it up or not?
I might if I find it at a reasonable price.
Yeah,
Let's say this: I'm not going to go out of my way to get it,
yeah.
but no. Oh, apparently the Darkman trilogy is coming out.
Is it Scream Factory putting it out or is
Uh,
it from the actual company? Because from
let
the
me take a look.
cover, because you know how
Uh,
Scream Factory has RoboCop,
look at
but
the
then
back here.
uh, they'll also have the studio versions of RoboCop too.
Yeah, I think it's the studio versions.
Yeah,
Doesn't look to be any special features or anything.
yeah. It's probably the same thing like Universal did with the Psycho movies.
Yeah, this is through Universal as well, so
Yeah, have you? They've been doing. I wonder if that means the Scream Factory one's maybe going out of print soon.
I
Because you
don't
know how
know.
like they have Scream Factory's released Psycho 2 through 4,
Yeah,
and you know like this year, Universal put out the Scream or the not Scream Psycho 4-pack Blu-ray set.
yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. Maybe they're just coming to the end of their licensing of it.
Yeah, I may need to
Uh,
I may need to pick up them Psycho movies just to be safe then.
yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do that as well,
Yeah,
because I can't I can't justify to myself buying like a set of 4 movies when I know there's
way
special
better
editions
editions.
out there.
Do you have
You
any
know,
Blu-rays of those movies?
I have the original Psycho, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna pick those up either this month or next month or the month after the latest. I'm sure there's more life to that franchise or to that license. Like I'm sure it'll be out for a little while longer.
Oh
But
yeah, I'm
just to
sure
be
it will.
safe, I'm probably gonna pick them up in the next 2 months.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I mean,
You know, it would make
you know,
sense too, man, because the Psycho remake,
yeah,
I bought it Best Buy brand new for $10.
that's a really good price, actually.
Yeah, but that makes me wonder though if they're unloading them like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean,
Very interesting. Which I gotta
yeah.
say too, for people listening, I know people shit all over the Psycho remake.
Mm.
I love it, man. I
I,
really
I
dig
I
Vince
dig
Vaughn's
I dig it as
performance.
well.
I think him running is really atrocious to look at. But other than his run, I really dig his
Yeah,
performance, you know. And the transfer is beautiful, dude.
yeah.
Like a
I've
really
been
good
meaning to pick it
transfer.
up. I've always liked it, but I realize it's completely unnecessary.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't need to exist, but it's kind of neat that it does.
Yeah. This may
You
be
know?
blasphemy to a lot of people, but if I
Hmm.
was going to watch Psycho, I
Hmm.
would honestly probably just the first one. I'd probably pop in the remake over the original.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I know it's blasphemy, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
love
I
the
think the
original
remake's fun,
personally.
man,
Oh, it is. It's definitely more fun than the original.
and I think it's too because I've seen the 1960s Psycho
Yeah.
so many times, like
Yeah.
tons of times.
Yeah.
So and the fact that I have this transfer now of the remake, I
Yeah.
would pop it in. But I've seen it twice now since I've got the Blu-ray,
Yeah.
so it'll probably be a good few years before I see it again.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not something you watch again and again and again.
No. But what's
you know?
really cool about the release though, if you find it, there's a
Hmm.
brand new commentary with one of the producers of it, who's this
Yeah.
female.
Hmm.
She like gives a lot of interesting things about it. Like it gives you a whole new perspective of the movie, man.
That's cool.
And there's a scene in that movie where Alfred Hitchcock's shaking hand, or not Alfred Hitchcock, but they like, they digitally put in Alfred Hitchcock in a scene in that movie. It's near the beginning. It's like in the off,
Seriously?
yeah. I would never noticed it until this commentary pointed it out. In the office, when you first see Marion Crane talking to Rita Wilson, it's like in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Outside of the window, you see Alfred Hitchcock was digitally inserted into the shot, and he's shaking hands with a guy, and the guy is Gus Van Sant. So it's kind of like a
Oh,
nod of like one director going to another director. You know what I mean?
I get it, but I don't know what to make of that.
I thought it was cool, man.
It's kind of neat, but then again, it's kind of presumptuous, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, assuming Alfred Hitchcock would like him and all that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool thing just because I never noticed it. It's like, I thought it was cool, man.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out again and see.
Yeah, but now that you know
Yeah.
it, you'll never not see it now.
Yeah. It's one of those things, I guess, when you bring someone in like digitally,
Yeah,
and sometimes it works in the movie sometimes, but it's still kind of
dude, it's
I don't
not
know.
in your face though, man. It's like in the background, and it's like the side of them.
Yeah, I guess that's not too bad.
You wouldn't
You
even
know.
notice it if I wouldn't have told you. It's like it's
Yeah.
so minor, but I thought it was really cool, man, because Alfred Hitchcock is known for always having a minor cameo in all his movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought it was cool that they still gave Alfred Hitchcock that minor cameo, but Gus Van Sant followed tradition and gave himself a minor cameo in it.
Yeah. I honestly I would have preferred if it had been like two separate cameos.
Yeah.
This I don't know.
I don't know. I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a passing of the torch type thing.
Yeah.
But I could see what you mean by it. It's almost presumptuous thinking Alfred
Yeah.
Hitchcock would like to do that.
Yeah. Well, apparently though, Gus Van Sant wants to remake Psycho again.
No, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I know. He wants to do it again, but use do it like a proper remake.
It'll never happen, though.
Hell no. I mean,
He could do it. He could want to do it all he wants, but Universal would never trust him with that ever again.
no. I mean, honestly, it's like I said. Um, I'm glad it exists, but it's a completely unnecessary movie.
Yeah.
You know, now admit there were some cool things, like when it first released. I went and saw the first showing of it when it first released, and what was kind of neat, when it's zooming in at the beginning.
Yeah, well, they did what Alfred Hitchcock wanted to do but couldn't.
Yeah, that scene. What was kind of neat about it was the time that was on a clock, like that was in that scene, was the exact time that I was watching the movie.
Yeah, that's strange.
I found that kind of funny, like it was like 1:15, and we're zooming in and it's like says 1:15 on the thing. I'm like, well, damn,
Yeah, that's
someone
weird.
someone put a lot of thought into that. Though it'll only be this one time that it makes sense.
Yeah, that's strange, man.
Yeah, it was an interesting movie, to say the least.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
coming out next Tuesday, which is actually a good thing for releases here. Now, Unearthed Films
Yep.
is releasing the one disc version of Bloodshot on
Yep.
Blu-ray, which I think is really bizarre that they're releasing that when because I ordered the 3 disc set, which I'm
Yeah.
stoked for. But I
Yeah.
think it's bizarre that I brought up this whole thing with the American guinea pigs and how we're doing a podcast and commentaries on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're releasing a 1 disc version. It seems like bizarre timing, man. Just because that
Yeah.
movie's been out for what, like 2 years now?
I think so. Yeah, it's been out for quite a while. All I can think of, I know there's quite a price difference.
Yeah, I think like
You
a
know.
$10 price difference.
Yeah, so maybe it's just for
The
like,
hype of the Song of Solomon.
yeah,
Yeah, dude, I'm
maybe they're
beyond
trying to,
hoped for him, man, or stoked for him, man.
yeah,
It was funny. I have them both coming in Monday, by the way.
yeah,
But it was funny, dude. I called Mike at Grindhouse Video,
yeah,
and I was like, "Did you know that Puppet Master set has been sitting in his store for a long time?" Like when
yeah,
I went there in April, it was sitting there, and I thought it was all beautiful and stuff. But I called him. I'm like, "Hey," because I know we had Bloodshot, the 3 disc version,
yeah,
but on the site it said he was sold out of Bouquet of Guts and Gore 3 disc version.
Yeah.
So I called him, and I was going to ask him if he had a used copy of it, and I'd
Yeah.
just pay for it over the phone, and he'd send it to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, you have a used or new copy of it? And he was like, well, we're actually getting copies of it in today. So I was like,
Ah.
oh, okay. But the thing is, on his site, you can't order it until he actually has it in stock. Like
Yeah.
when it says item out of stock, it doesn't let you put it in your cart. And I
Yeah.
told him, I was like, what I want to do though, I was like, I want to order the 3-disc version of Bloodshock, and I want to order the 3-disc version of Bouquet of Guts and Gore. And he was
Mm.
like, okay. And he was starting to go into like, it'll come in today, so when it is, and I was like, but I also want to buy that Puppet Master set.
Mm.
He was like, really? And I was like, yeah. he was like, he was, I was like, I was like, I want to buy that Puppet Master set. And he was like, really? I was like, but I can call back later. And he was like, no, no. He was like, all right. He was like, I'll put that there's one in stock of the Bouquet of Guts and Gore on the site, so you can order it now.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I ordered it all now, and thank God that it did actually show up that day.
That's
So I
cool.
got a notification saying it's shipped and it's coming Monday. But I love how quick the tone changed when I was like, yeah, I want to order the Puppet Master set.
Yeah.
Because he was probably dying to get rid of that.
Probably.
Because I mean, that's $250. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
But
I mean, that's a big outlay for,
yeah,
like, even for a store, you know?
you know what I mean. And it probably takes up quite a bit of real estate too, because he had it like opened and all that, like on the so people could see it.
Yeah.
So it's like, But I thought that was funny though that he was like, when they started the call, he thought it was just some minor purchase.
Yeah. And then it's like,
And
oh,
then I
I
bring up the
want
full
that
moon
as well.
set, then all of a sudden he's going out of his way to make sure I'm happy. And I think what it was is I think he didn't want to leave enough time for me to change my mind. You know what I mean?
It could be. Yeah.
I think that's what it was because at first he was just like, oh yeah, he was like, I'll post on the Facebook when the Bouquet of Guts and Gore is in stock. And then when
Yeah.
I brought up the full moon
You're like,
set, I think he
oh,
was like, yeah, let's get the order in now.
yeah. Well,
But
then
hey,
again, it could just have been a fact of, maybe people call up a lot of times saying, do you have such a thing? Like, no, it's coming in such a day.
yeah,
And it's just, they're not actually after it. They're just want to know if it's in,
yeah.
So maybe it was like when you brought up, the box set, it's like, well, like, no, this is like an actual, like,
Like I'm calling card
like,
in hand wanting to order it now.
yeah, yeah,
I think that's what it was. So, but
yeah,
anyways, it worked out for the best because the movie did arrive that day
yep,
and it shipped out Saturday. I paid $10 for the express shipping, and I looked on and Grindhouse Video is only an hour away from me.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it works out perfect.
yeah,
So basically, I think we're doing a commentary this week on Event Horizon,
yep,
but next weekend
hmm,
and next week I want to do a commentary of Bouquet of Guts and Gore,
yeah.
and I want to do a commentary on Bloodshock. We may just have to do 2 commentaries that week if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I think actually, we could probably honestly do it as like one show even
Yeah,
because
because they are
the
short,
Cave
aren't they?
Guts and Gore is pretty short. It's about like I can't reach my DVD from here. Um,
I think it's like
it's it
70 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's not long, but it feels it.
Yeah,
Not in a bad way. Well, kind of in a bad way.
yeah.
You'll
I
you'll
think
know
just
when
it
you'll
depends
know
if
when
you're a
you see it.
gorehound or not. Yeah,
Oh yeah, if you're a gorehound, it's fine.
yeah. But why I'm excited to do this in particular is because I've been reviewing a decent amount of unearthed films,
Yeah,
and I don't know if you know Derek Borgi.
I know that name.
Yeah, he's part of the
Uh,
Cinema Attack podcast, and anyway, he's a cool dude.
yeah,
But he actually, when I had done a review on body bags for Aftermath Genesis,
yeah.
he posted the video and added me to the Unearthed Films like fan page,
Ah, yes.
and posted the video on that, and that's whether Stephen Byro and this chick that runs the Unearthed Films Facebook.
Yeah,
So yeah, told me we're reposting your videos for now on that have to deal with Unearthed on our page.
that's cool.
So I thought that was really cool. So basically, I want to do the commentaries for him and the podcast on him, just so they're
Yeah.
gonna repost them on their page, so it'll get us more, viewers and
Yeah.
stuff. Because obviously the main goal is to pump out as much content as we can.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Definitely.
and you're a big fan of them. I have never seen them, but I'm a big fan of the original guinea pigs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a win-win, I think, for
Yeah.
everybody.
Definitely. And I mean, honestly, Bloodshock is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm so stoked to see him, man. Like, it's so retarded that I haven't picked him up yet. It literally makes zero sense. Like, even thinking about it, I don't even understand why I've
Yeah.
never picked him up. I think it's just the price tag of them.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're not cheap for blind buys.
exactly. And I like the guinea pigs, but I think that's one of the things that's got me a little concerned is I love the guinea pigs. I don't know how the American versions could compare. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they're different.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Um, the closest you could compare Bouquet of Guts and Gore, you can compare to Flower of Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's the complete destruction of two people.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of it. But Bloodshock, honestly, I've never really seen anything like Bloodshock.
Yeah. Well, the original guinea pigs, I mean, there was like the snuff thing, like with the flower of flesh and blood and
Yep.
stuff like that. But they have like weirder stories, like the mermaid in a manhole and Android
Yeah.
in Notre Dame. So it's like I'm just the way I'm looking at the new ones are just like extreme gore films. It could be anything, but it just
Yeah.
has to have extreme gore. Like Sacrifice. I looked up that up. It looks really interesting. But
Yeah.
it looks really gory,
Yeah.
which is cool. And then obviously Song of Solomon is the one
Oh
I'm
yeah.
most
That
hyped for. But
that's getting a hell of a lot of good praise
yeah,
from the festival scenes and everything. So
yeah. The
that
thing
that's
I'm
one.
stoked for about it is Song of Solomon's being released, I think, in September.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I would have waited till September for when Song of Solomon comes out, I wouldn't have been able to buy that without buying the first two. That's just
Yeah.
the way I am.
Yeah. I know
You know
what
what
you
I mean?
mean.
So I'm glad I got that $50 price out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got the
Yeah.
first two, which were 50. So if I waited till September, I basically would have had to pay 75 for them at once.
Yeah. And
When
let's
that,
not forget they are considered limited editions.
I mean, how limited are they though? Because they've been out for
Yeah.
years now, and Grindhouse is still
Yeah,
getting
but I
brand new
mean,
copies.
with Song of Solomon coming in, you
What do you
know,
mean?
with it coming out and all the hype about it or whatever, maybe people are going to start snapping them up.
Maybe, but wasn't Bouquet of Guts and Gore really hyped up too when that first came out?
It was for us, for
Yeah,
horror fans, whereas Song of Solomon is getting praise from normies as well.
really.
Yeah,
Well,
a
that's going to
lot
be
of
a first
people.
week pickup, but I'm not going to pre-order it now, just
No.
because it's still too many months away. But in
Yeah.
August, like I'll
Yeah.
pre-order it mid-August for sure.
Yeah, I was originally going to pre-order both of them this month, but well, they don't have the limited edition of Sacrifice up yet.
Are they making one?
As from what I know, yeah. I mean, I kind of doubt they do it of three of the four, and not the fourth one.
The thing is, though, like I hope they do make a 3-disc of it, but I get a
Yeah,
vibe like I'm not hearing any excitement or anything for Sacrifice. Like they were both made around the same time and all that. It's like I'm not hearing
yeah,
any love for Sacrifice at all. And they're both being
yeah.
released the same time. Like I'm wondering if they're just gonna do the one disc for it because I
I
find it
hope they do.
bizarre that they have a 3-disc version on pre-order of Solomon and a 1-disc version of Solomon up for pre-order,
Yeah,
but they only have a single disc for Sacrifice.
that's true.
It has me. The more I think about it, the more I think they're just gonna do a single version because I'm not seeing any hype
Yeah.
for it.
I really hope they do a 3-disc,
Yeah,
honestly, because there's nothing worse than having, you know, I remember I bought an anime set once and I got the limited editions of all of them. Then the last volume came out and they didn't do a limited edition of it.
yeah. It kind of looks bad on the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it all fit in a box, so I don't complain that way. But it was just really annoying because I literally spent about 2 months after the release date waiting for a limited edition to come out, and it
Yeah.
never did. And then I was like, "Damn you,
Well, I
people
think in August,
messing up our collection!"
I think in August we'll know for sure what's up.
Oh
Because they're
yeah,
not going to release the single disc version and then release the 3 disc later. If anything,
no,
it would
they,
be the other way around.
yeah, and usually with all the other ones, they've done it at the same time. So
Yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up with a 3 disc, man, because I feel like it would never
yeah,
be up. But that cover of Sacrifice, I love, man.
yeah, it's a really neat cover.
But my next, I don't, my next, really, I don't want to talk too much about the guinea pigs, just because we're gonna
Yeah,
do, like I said, next week we're doing Event Horizon, but the week after is just gonna be all about American Guinea Pig.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? We're gonna literally be doing 2 commentaries in one podcast in one week,
yeah,
which will be
yeah.
fun, man. It'll just be really. I'll probably have to take a shower after. But the next
Yeah,
release comes out
probably.
June 12th is Ninja 3,
Yeah, that
which
that
is
that
interesting. You
just
know what I
makes me
just realized,
laugh.
man, looking at these releases?
Hmm.
You know, I'll talk to you about it after the podcast.
Yeah,
Okay, so Ninja 3 is coming out, which I find very cool. Not gonna get it immediately
yeah.
because I
Wait for a
actually
price
want to
drop.
that, and I want to buy it without the slipcover. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because the slipcover looks really bad. And next is MVD Rewind is releasing Abominable, and I
yeah,
know that's like people are hyped for that because I know people consider that one of the best Bigfoot movies.
yeah,
And MVD Rewind's actually releasing another Van Damme movie called Lionheart. That looks pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And my last release is one we're both really hyped for, and that's Strangers 2.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, it comes out next Tuesday. Now this is where I'm. Now this is. Let's just talk about it now. People can hear what we're doing.
Yeah,
Instead of Event Horizon this week, you want to save that for the next week because I'm just now realizing that we're going to do a commentary for The Strangers 2 on the 12th when it comes out.
yeah,
And that would be 3 commentaries in one week. So I'm sitting here thinking, since I'm getting the blood or the American Guinea Pigs Monday,
yeah,
you just want to do our commentary, make next week or this upcoming week our Guinea Pig week?
yeah. Sure, that's fine by me.
Yeah, we could just do the 2 commentaries this week of the Guinea Pigs and the podcast, and then on the next week, on the 12th, we could do The Strangers 2, and we could even do
Yeah,
Event Horizon that week too.
yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, because that's two, ample opportunities, to get ourselves more out there, I think The
Yeah,
Strangers 2 will bring us more stuff because there's not a single commentary, and I'm pretty confident we'll be the first,
yeah, yeah. I'm
you
quite
know.
sure.
Yeah, so it's looking good, man. All right.
Yeah.
So you got any releases?
Uh, we need to take a look and just see if there's a new Tomb Raider movie.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
I, I heard nothing about it, honestly. I honestly I didn't even realize it had come out,
Yeah,
which is kind
that's
of
what
saying
worries me
something.
about it is it came out quick, man. That movie was just in theaters.
Yeah. What else? Curse of the Puppet Master is getting it looks to be one of those like the Blu-ray in like a big box VHS case.
Is it? I saw that and I didn't know what it was. It's coming out on the 12th.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Those things look sweet, man. But I really have no need to buy them now
No.
for the package I'm getting Monday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly,
I'd
like,
be a full blown idiot to pay 250 for it and then go ahead and buy those.
yeah, I mean, it's one thing if, like, you're, like, a die-hard Puppet Master fan, and, like, you have to have every version and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
What's cool for people though with that is it comes with a figure too.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Another plug
yeah,
for FYE, shockingly, they actually had the big box version of Puppet Master, the first one,
That's
in
cool.
store. Like, dude, they're shocking me now. I was talking shit about them for so long because they've been sucking,
Yeah.
dude. But they want 40 for it. I mean, it ain't worth 40.
No, I'm pretty sure you can still get it for like 20.
Yeah. And if you think about it, you get a carded Blade figure. Like it's small, but it still has the card and the blister pack and all that.
Yeah.
That's worth 10. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
realistically, you're paying 10 for the movie and the box. 10 for
Yeah.
the figure. So it works out.
Yeah. It's 22.99 on Amazon.
Okay, I may pick up that Cursive Puppet Master though, just because I love that cover. I think it has the best cover in all the Puppet Masters.
It is a pretty cool cover.
Yeah, there's something about it I think is badass. I think it's just the colors and everything.
Yeah.
Now, are you buying Strangers too? Like, you're buying it
Yeah.
the day it comes out, right?
Yeah, I'm heading out to the store and picking it up.
All right. You think it'll have a
Yeah.
slip cover? Because I've noticed some
Um,
new movies come out, they don't got slips.
I would think there would be.
Yeah.
I mean,
Universal putting
it's a
it out?
big, I think so, yeah. It's a big enough title that I think would warrant one, you know?
Yeah. I'm super
Yeah.
stoked to see it again, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I
really
mean,
hyped to see it again.
yeah, I thought it was easily one of the best movies of the year.
Yeah, I remember texting you right after I saw it, remember? I was like,
Yeah.
dude, one of my favorite top three of the year. It
Yeah.
still is, man. Like, I haven't. Now, one more thing, too, it's good for releases,
Hmm.
is this weekend, well, today's Saturday, so I guess it'd be next weekend,
Yeah.
Hereditary comes out.
Yeah.
Dude, I've heard nothing but good things, dude. People
Yeah.
saying it's, like, genuinely terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's getting
I'm looking
comparisons to
forward to
The
that.
Exorcist.
Yeah.
And dude, the trailer, I love the trailer, man. I've seen it probably like 5 times now.
Yeah.
It looks genuinely freaky, man.
I hope it is. I really do,
Yeah. What kind of
because
vibe is it like? Are you thinking like witches or what are you
I
thinking of it?
I'm thinking it's like kind of like witch possession, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because the
Like
trailer they make it almost feel like the grandma was a witch or something, and the
I think
granddaughter is.
I think it's kind of like this is just the feeling I get. The feeling I get is like the grandmother is like a witch and she like possesses the granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
That's just the feeling I get, you know. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Yeah, I have super high hopes for it, man.
Yeah.
Just because A24 is, I don't know if that's who's releasing it in Canada, because I don't know, but they haven't let me down, man. Like, is your Witch release put out by A24?
Um, I think it might be.
Yeah, okay, because in here the Black Coat's Daughter was put out by A24, but
Yeah.
that wasn't a theatrical movie, so because I
Yeah.
know it's not put out by A24 in Canada.
Yeah. It was I think it was Mongrel Media put it out over here or something.
All right, but it is coming out theatrically in Canada the same day, right?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Okay. Like it
I'll
should be coming
just
out this Friday.
yeah, I'll just double check just to be sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one other new release I just saw right here that I forgot about. Another Wolf Cop is coming out.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the first Wolf Cop.
The first one's really fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up on Blu-ray in the next month.
Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing.
Yeah, isn't the inside sleeve? Isn't it like him, like naked on a rug or whatever, kind of like Burt Reynolds did for that poster or whatever?
I
But he's
think
like in wolf makeup.
I think it might be. I'm not near it right now, so I can't check. But
Yeah, but the cover of another Wolf Cop, I love
yeah,
it, dude. It's playing off a Cobra,
yeah,
which I think is super sick.
yeah. Okay, movie. It was H. Hereditary.
Because if it
Search.
does come out the same weekend, which I'm sure it does, we'll have a mini review of it on the podcast we do that week.
Yeah. June 7th. Yeah. So
Same day, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that, I think.
Yeah, I have really high hopes for it.
Yeah.
Just because the scenes that looked really interesting, and I'm really glad the trailer did this. They showed it for like a split second.
Yeah.
There's a scene they show where somebody's on fire standing in a living room,
Yeah.
which I thought was really cool. And then did you see the short second scene they did of the brother like laying in bed covered in ants?
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's some really weird imagery in it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there's like the one split second of like some woman bashing her head against like the floor, but it's like on the ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't
It,
know.
it's gonna be interesting to say the least.
Yeah. And I know in the Rumor magazine, like they usually like when they talk to people
Mhm.
about like they usually don't bring up how terrifying a movie is. Like that's never really brought up. So I like the fact that they're like talking about with the director like how terrifying it is. So
Yeah.
it gives me hope that, it may be a little freaky. Like I guarantee it's not going to be as terrifying as everybody's making it out to be, but I hope it's actually genuinely creepy though.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So we'll have a short review on that next week too.
Yep.
So now we have two little mini reviews before we get to the main review of VHS. I
Yep.
just want to do a really, really short review of Glory Days just because I really love the documentary. What was your
Yeah.
general thoughts of it? Like honestly, like what was your general thoughts of it?
I saw it, and honestly, I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah,
It was just a really interesting, like, the whole time period of
yeah,
it and
that's what
everything
it was like a really
was
nostalgic
interesting.
feel for some reason. I think it was because I
Yeah,
love the 90s.
it could be. I don't know. One thing I found what was really, well, should we tell people what it's about?
Yeah, I guess we should start with that. It's
Yeah.
basically like the early 90s. This kid, Michael Alig, moved to New York, and this was back like when it was like how you see in New York in like Maniac and Taxi Driver. Like
Yeah.
when New York was really scummy and there was like sex theaters everywhere and pimps and drug dealers and that's what I think. Well, let's get the synopsis here.
Yeah.
I want to go straight into it, but yeah, it's basically he moves to New York when Andy Warhol and Keith Haring and all those artists like ran the nightclub scene. And it
Yeah.
was pretty normal, but that's when Andy Warhol died, Michael Alig and his group of friends started taking over the whole nightclub scene and just went over the top ridiculous, and it got to
Yeah.
a point where they were like just running the New York nightclub scene, and like everything revolved around them, and it was just like they were like godfathers and stuff like that. It's really interesting, man, and it turned into a whole thing where they just got messed up on drugs, and it literally is like Goodfellas kind of, where there's the huge rise and then a really hard downward spiral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the general storyline. Basically, Michael Alig and his roommate kill this other club goer who was a drug dealer, and I guess they were all high and stuff, and dude comes back wanting his money, and they all didn't like this dude. They only hung around him because he was a drug dealer, and they actually like he gets on top of him, and then the Michael Alig hits him with a hammer, and they just want to keep partying and doing drugs, so they just throw him in the bathtub and pour Drano all over him and steal all his drugs, and they go out nightclub partying for like 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah.
Like they're partying for weeks while this dude's just rotting in the tub, and
Yeah.
they just keep putting Drano on him to hide the smell and stuff, and it gets like really disturbing the way they talk about it, just talking about how like when they lifted him up he was decomposing on the bottom,
Yeah.
and that they like I guess they said he just took like crystal meth or something and then just started hacking up the body, and
Yeah.
it's really bizarre, man. And then they put him in a box and they literally just put him in a back trunk of a taxi and
Yeah.
went to the river, and the taxi driver helped him dump this body in the river,
Yeah.
and they were complete idiots and didn't put any kind of hole in the box, so
So it just
This
floated
box
down
just
the river.
floated, and
Yeah,
then there was some storm, and it just floated on shore.
yeah,
And what makes it even more bizarre is they couldn't figure it out, and Michael Alig was going around telling everybody he did it.
yeah.
Dude, and there's an interview I saw on YouTube too, where
Hmm.
he was actually on some show, and he confessed to it, and nobody took him serious.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, and then to make it even weirder is he ends up going to prison for all these years, and then he
Yeah,
comes out and he's laughing about it, and
yeah,
he's joking. You could tell it means nothing to him. Like you could just tell like he doesn't give a shit about it.
yeah. It's like I I don't know. When I saw it, I didn't know whether like it was the fact he didn't give a shit about it, or whether the fact that he didn't actually kill the guy.
It was just a drug-induced haze or whatever.
Well, like the other guy who was with him actually killed him. He
Yeah,
just
yeah,
sort of cut up the body and everything. So, you know, maybe there's not the sense of guilt there that would be if he had actually killed him.
yeah,
If he'd physically done it, maybe it would have been different.
yeah.
I don't know, but I noticed did they not even talk to the other guy?
No, you don't even see an interview with him at all.
Yeah, so
It's mainly focused with Michael Alig and this like, oh, I can't remember the name of the other guy. He's like flamboyantly gay though. Remember he's
yeah,
like bald and he's sitting there in a dress or something when he's interviewed.
yeah, yeah.
But when he picks him up from jail, they're like joking about it and stuff. It's really weird, man.
It is. I
It,
mean,
it gives you a real uneasy feel, man. But
yeah,
the movie though, it struck a chord with me, man. Just there was something about it, dude. Like just really nostalgic, man. Like I don't
yeah,
know, I can't even put my finger on it. But I thought
yeah.
it's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen in my life, dude.
It was a really good documentary, and it was just like an interesting time.
Yeah, dude. Like you
Really.
almost would have loved to be in New York at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But what I kind of dug about it was the fact that like they were saying like their parties and everything, sort of like everybody went to them,
Oh yeah, dude.
and
They
there
they sounded amazing, dude.
yeah, and I mean there was like no um what's the word I'm looking for? There were like no outsiders there
Yeah, you had to
because
like be in the
everyone
circle to
was an
get in.
outsider. Well, not just that. I mean, it's like everyone was already an outsider to begin with,
Yeah.
and they all just sort of came together and they didn't really care. Like if you were like some guy from like Wall Street or whatever, if you came there to party and you partied, it was all good.
Yeah, man.
It's a strange thing.
There's a really dirty vibe to it too, though, man.
Oh,
Like it
definitely.
just feels really dirty, man. And it's also the documentary I find is really depressing too in a way, just because how much New York has changed.
Yeah,
It's like,
definitely.
they even say like it was like in the beginning when they're talking about these, even like this is back when New York was New York, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's like really weird seeing like Michael Alig walking down Times Square in the 90s when it was all weird and dirty. And
yeah,
then when he's released and it's just mobs of people, signs everywhere.
yeah,
It's just a depress. I don't know. I can't put my finger on this movie, but I want to buy it, dude. Just 'cause
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's I can't put my finger on it.
yeah. I tell you one scene in it that really kind of, I don't know, I found was a very powerful scene. When after he got out of prison and they're driving back like into New York and like they go past the new World Trade Center
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, there's one of them."
Uh, yeah.
It was just kind of powerful, like like yeah, this guy's been locked up, but
Doesn't know
every
how to use a cell phone or anything.
yeah, and like I always assumed, like even in jail that they would have heard about the Twin Towers going down and
Yeah.
the fact that they built like just one as a replacement.
Yeah.
I would have assumed that they would have known, but he came out and he was like surprised that there was just one.
Yeah. It's a
It was
And what else I
odd.
think is cool too about it is that you get two different sides. You get all the club kids talking about
Yeah.
how amazing they were and how awesome it was, and then you go to the cop side, and they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
there's
they
kind
were
of like,
nothing but self-centered assholes and all that,"
yeah.
which you could tell is true. You know what I
I
mean?
think probably both points of view are completely true.
Yeah. Like you
They're
understand both
self-centered
sides.
assholes, but they probably were kind of amazing at the same time.
Yeah, and you got to admit some of the costumes are
They were
amazing looking,
insane.
dude.
Yeah, I
Like
mean they probably spent hours upon hours making some of those.
yeah, some of them are legitimately terrifying though. Like some of them
Yeah,
could have been like a slasher in a movie, dude.
yeah,
And what else
yeah,
is cool too is you could just see how this Michael Alig kid became the leader. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You could just
yeah,
see how it happened. Like,
yeah, definitely.
you know, it's anybody listening, it's not horror per se, but it's worth checking out because it's like a grisly true crime murder story.
Yeah,
But especially if you were around in the 90s, there is a nostalgic feel because there's show interviews with him when he was like on Geraldo and those
yeah.
talk shows in the 90s that were just pure trash.
Oh yeah,
I remember seeing that stuff back in the day. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things
yeah.
like I never thought about the club kids. I never knew anything about it, but
No,
I specifically remember seeing them like
yeah,
way back. And my dad actually, he lived in New York in the late 80s and stuff.
yeah,
He says he was standing at line at CBGB's, and he
yeah,
said he remembers it like it was yesterday. He was standing in line at CB to get into CBGB's to see Queensryche,
yeah.
and he says he remembers a club kid walking by him with angel wings.
Ha ha
And
ha.
this was before I ever saw this documentary. I remember him telling me about the club kids. And he
Yeah,
said a club kid walked by him with angel wings. Now, this is before the documentary came out. And
yeah,
watching this, it put two and two together that
yeah,
my dad actually saw that kid who got murdered.
yeah.
It's weird, man.
It is. I mean, hell, small world, isn't it?
Yeah, dude. It's just a really well done documentary. To
Yeah.
be honest, when I was telling you about it, were you like, I don't know about it?
At first, I was just kind of, I was like, it sounds kind of interesting,
Yeah,
but
that's what I kept telling you. I was like, dude, you got to see it, man.
yeah,
And what
and
made me
that,
was the thumbnail picture on your Netflix, was it like the picture of like the guy in like white face paint with like a black X on his lips and everything?
yeah, I think so.
It's a really that picture intrigued me, but yeah, man, I suggest everyone go on Netflix and check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. I mean, even if it just to give you a window into like another, like,
Time, there'll
yeah,
never be a time like that again. You know what I mean?
no,
This
no,
was like in the early '90s too, when ecstasy and all that was becoming huge.
yeah,
And I've never done it, but it
no,
sounds like it would have been a fun time, dude. Like these parties, bro, like some dude in a chicken costume swinging.
yeah,
Dude, and they're talking about like the entertainment would just be like a chick like squeezing milk out of her tits or whatever at the like weird stuff, man.
yeah,
And like they'd have entertainment just people drinking their own piss and everything. Like,
yeah,
you know what it feels like, man? Like John Waters, dude.
yeah,
Like it feels like that's essentially what it is. It's just like a every night John Waters fest type thing in
yeah,
real life, you know?
yeah. Like if you cracked open John Waters' head and just poured it out, that's what would come out.
Yeah. But so oddly enough though, this Michael A. Leg, all this like really intense, terrible stuff happened. He
Mm.
still seems like a likable dude though.
Yeah, that's the thing, that makes it kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you kind of like him,
Yeah.
but and the other thing, he's pretty much like, laughing about the fact that they killed a guy.
And what makes it weird
You
too
know?
is he even knows it. Like there's a part in that movie towards the end when he's released that he says, we shouldn't be laughing about it. People will think we'll get the wrong idea or whatever.
Yeah,
And then it shows, then the next scene is him and the dude. I think Michael St. Michael is the guy's name.
yeah,
Shows them standing like near the Statue of Liberty laughing about it again. It's like, so you
yeah,
know what you're doing is wrong here. but you just don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a really good documentary. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Enough
It's
so to when I
it's
saw
it's
it,
worth seeing.
yeah, because I saw it and I've heard nobody talk about it, nothing about it. So it was one of
Yeah.
those things like I really wanted you to see it
Yeah.
just so someone else could see this thing, you know?
Yeah. I think, yeah, if you have Netflix, give it a shot.
Yeah.
It may not seem like your thing, but give it a
It keeps
shot
your
anyway.
attention, at least for me, it kept my attention throughout the whole entire thing.
Yeah. What I
Because it,
dug about it also was the fact it could have very easily just focused on the fact that, like they were like a lot of like gay people, for example,
yeah.
but it doesn't.
If you have a phobia against gay people, though, the movie's not for you. I mean, just
No,
straight up.
not at all.
Yeah.
But like it's essentially they were essentially all outsiders, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like from all different types of outsiders. And then they said, you go in there like into one of these parties, and you could see like like you'd have like these goth people at one side, you'd have like these
Hip hop
club
and stuff
kids,
in there.
hip hop people over there, and there wasn't any like animosity or anything.
Yeah, they said even if basically the more weirder you were, the better.
Yeah.
Like if you were deformed and had a hunchback and like two
Oh
missing
yeah, they
arms, you
they
know what I
would
mean?
love you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean for more selfish need like reasons though.
Yeah, but
Like you'd be
still.
cool and popular in the crew, but only because you were like a
Yeah.
bizarre person, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
still, is there anything wrong with that, really?
But doesn't it almost make you wish like you lived in New York at that time just to like experience that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things that, it would have been neat to have actually been there and saw what was going on.
Yeah, because I actually liked the music they played too for it, like that old school 90s techno.
Yeah, it was pretty good,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all we'll say about that. Like I said, I just want to do a mini review, but yeah, it's one of the best documentaries I ever seen.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What was the second movie we were? Oh yeah, When the Lights Went Out. We're gonna do a
Yeah.
little mini review on that, and I'm gonna post this Sunday, tomorrow actually. I'm gonna record a review for it, and I'm gonna post it to the Body Bags channel Monday.
That's cool.
Just because I feel like more people should hear about it, and there's actually, you know about the Body Bags channel?
Yeah, I follow it.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
there's another guy on there, James,
Yeah.
who lives in the UK. And when I post it, I'm actually interested to see what he thinks of it, if he's heard of it. Because I've
Yeah.
never heard anything about this. I've never even heard of it at all before you gave it to me.
Yeah.
But since he lives in the UK, I'm interested if he's seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'll have that though. But you see, you said this was about at the Enfield poltergeist. I
Yeah.
actually looked it up. It's a different case.
Is it?
Yeah, this is in Yorkshire, and it's a different family. But I could see how you would get it mixed up because
Yeah.
it's almost the same story. And literally, there's like scenes that feel like it was ripped straight out of The Conjuring 2,
Yeah.
but The Conjuring 2 was made after. You know what I mean? So it is
Yeah.
kind of strange. It's almost like James Wan ripped scenes from this, you know?
Well, you never know. I
Because even
mean,
the layout, like her watching the TV, was really reminiscent of The Conjuring 2. And there's just certain stuff, even like the layout of the house and everything. And
yeah.
but it's essentially this girl. I mean, would you call her an outsider? I mean, she didn't look like an outsider, but
No, but she sort of was, wasn't she?
yeah. And what's weird is her friend, who to me looks like more the outsider. I
Yeah.
think was more popular than she was, but
Yeah.
whatever. But it's basically she lives with her mom and her dad. They moved to this new place, and she has the best friend who I assume is like a neighbor. They don't really show like where she lives, but I'm assuming that black-haired girl's her neighbor.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and her house is basically haunted by like you keep seeing this little girl around,
Yeah.
and then like on a school trip, she ends up going to this. What was it they were going to? It was like, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was like a hanging of somebody. There
Yeah,
was a spot where she was hung or something.
something like that. It's been quite a while since I've seen it.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I think she brings that. Well, she steals a. Well, there's a. Yeah. This is trying to like piece it all together here
yeah.
because her and her friend, they end up stealing a beer, and they both get drunk off this one beer for some reason. And
I love that. I
yeah,
love that. I really do.
they're little girls, so we'll let it slide.
Yeah,
But they end up going to like this. I don't know. See, there's some things that like are just unusual about it. I think it's only because it's from the UK. Like
yeah.
there's like this medieval like fair type thing going on in this like building. It's really
Mm,
bizarre, man. Like they go in there and there's this room where all these ancient artifacts are, like this exhibit, and there's no one in this room. It's unguarded. And she sees this case with this locket, and she just
mhm.
straight up opens it, takes the locket, and goes on her way. And I was like, okay. And then she goes to the house, and that's what like starts all this thing with this hooded. Like you start seeing the ghost of this hooded thing from the field trip she had went to. So it's
Yep.
cool, but this whole movie, it had like a vibe, like a look to it that it's really hard to describe. Like I've only seen this look on like the IFC channel back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that's just the way low budget movies look in the UK.
It could be.
Yeah, it's just a certain look, and I remember it being a UK movie on the IFC, so it just must be their straight to video look, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought the set was well done.
Yeah.
Like I liked the setting of it. I liked the actor who played the dad. I
Mm.
thought he was really likable. Um, Oddly enough, I wasn't a huge fan of the actress playing the little girl. I don't know. I didn't find her as likable as the little girl in The Conjuring 2.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah. What I do like though is this movie. It doesn't take its time at all. Like it straight up just starts. Like
Yeah.
they move to the house in the first 3 minutes, and
Yep.
then it's just haunting. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this all of a sudden the lights are shaking and everything, and it goes like literally like the first 10 minutes. Everybody knows it's haunted. Like there's no really build up like, oh, they're not believing the daughter and all that. Like it's just straight up,
No, they
all
they
right, it's
pretty
here.
much
Everyone
get it.
knows, you
Yeah.
know. And it's like, they're all downstairs, and all of a sudden this clock thing just starts tumbling down. Like a
Yep.
big grandfather's clock comes tumbling down the stairs, and there
Yep.
was some humor I liked to it too. Like, there's a part where it's on the newspaper that the house is haunted and all that, and
Yep.
then the mom comes home. I don't know if you remember this. The mom comes home. There's a huge line of people
Yeah.
waiting at the door of the house, and she walks in, and the dad's like touring this group around, and she's like, "Can I
Yeah.
talk to you for a minute?" And he's like, looks at the group. He's like, "I'll be right back." And
Yeah.
this group is just looking around the room, and she's like, "Yeah, you need to get these people out of the house." And he's like, "Well, how am I going to get you that new kitchen you wanted and all that?" Yeah, I just thought that was really funny,
Yeah.
and it's a really short movie actually. It just kind of like ends like there's like all this hauntings going on, and then at the end it's like, all right, she sees this little girl, then all of a sudden all this black smoke appears, and then this
Mhm.
hooded figure like charges her. And but what I do really like about it is like for the
Mhm.
last, I'd say 15 minutes, there's a segment where like the priest comes in and all that and does like an exorcism on the house pretty much.
Yeah.
And you think it's all good, like everything's cleared up. It shows the montage of like the dad getting her the new kitchen, everybody's happy. And I
Yeah.
love how like the last 5 minutes she sees like the lights shaking and everything like that, and then
Yeah.
she gets dragged up the stairs by her hair.
Yeah.
I thought that I was like, damn, like I thought it was ending and it was all good. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden she's
It's like,
getting dragged up the stairs, and which I looked it up and actually did happen.
yeah.
And then like it literally like lifts her off the ground and puts her in a noose, but
Yeah.
it breaks, and then the dad breaks in. And what's cool too is when the dad broke in, I was like, oh, here we go. I was like, the dad's gonna think she tried to kill herself and all that. But it's like, then he goes flying back, so it's like, okay. So at least he could believe it, that the ghost did it.
Yep.
And it messes him up. Then the mom comes running up and it flings her back. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I still
Yeah.
give The Conjuring 2 the slight edge.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I think everybody would. You know what I mean?
well, it's a higher budget movie. It's,
That and there's
you
parts
know,
in that with like the nun and stuff like that I like a
oh yeah.
lot in it where
Yeah.
that were like truly intense and freaky. Where this one just had like a really eerie vibe, just
Yeah.
with the way the haunting was and all that. It's weird. This haunting felt more realistic
Yeah.
until the end. Like
Yeah.
for the first like hour, the haunting felt way more realistic than The Conjuring. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was sort of the thing when I first saw it. I remember thinking, like I used to watch a lot of a show called Most Haunted.
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever seen it. It's like a British haunting, about like real life hauntings and everything. And
I
you
remember
know,
a show called The Haunted or Haunting where it was like true haunting stories.
yeah, it's a similar type thing, you know. But the quote unquote like real hauntings that you hear about, they're more, you know, quiet.
Yeah.
They're not like the things we see in movies, with stuff flying all over the place and everything.
Yeah, it's stuff shaking or clock stopping and stuff like that.
Yeah, like the small things. And I
Yeah.
thought that this movie did that really well.
Yeah.
And it's honestly a movie, that needs more, people need to know about it really.
Yeah. And straight up too, the Blu-ray looked really good, man. Like it
Yeah.
was a really good transfer for a
Yeah.
company I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Revolver must be
Yeah.
like a UK company.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely recommend it, especially if you like haunting movies and if you like The Conjuring 2 in particular.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially
Yeah.
the same story, but it has the same feel.
Yeah. It's in the same wheelhouse to say the least.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's up with that. Like you'll see a more or a more review on my channel. I don't know if it'll be that much more detailed, but
Yeah.
uh, Body Bags has a big audience, so more people will hear about it just in general of me doing it.
Yeah.
Um, so now, and you obviously like it because you had sent it to me for my birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Uh, did your copy come with the slip or not?
yeah, and it's a
Yeah.
weird slip, man.
I know. It's got like that kind of like missing the top half, not
Yeah,
top half, top like bit. Yeah. It's an odd slip to say the least,
yeah,
but
I've never seen a slip cover like that.
it's pretty neat that it came with it though, especially
Yeah.
considering it came out in like 2012.
You think it's because like they all just come with slips, or you think it's just it didn't sell well and they're just leftover copies?
I think I think pretty much they all come with slips.
Yeah, there's some type. It's just weird, like what comes with slips and what doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it's just maybe they print up a huge run at the beginning
Yeah,
and they all have slips and they just, the sheer volume that they printed up
yeah, it's
leads
strange.
to it.
Yeah, it's strange because I actually had to rebuy VHS too, and I
Yeah,
had went and got it and brand new. This was like 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
and it had a slip cover, and I'm like, this came out in like 2013.
yeah,
And then like in April when I went to Grindhouse, I remember seeing Prison brand new with a slip cover.
yeah,
And I'm like, this was one of Scream Factory's very first special editions.
yeah,
I'm like, what? It's bizarre. Like,
it is.
you know, like Prison's been out longer than Grindhouse has been in business. It's like,
Yeah,
how did you get it with a slip? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
It's strange.
it is.
But now off to our main review.
Yep,
You know, we're making good time, 2 hours. But main review here.
yep,
VHS. Now, like we said before, we're not going to cover VHS 2 just because we do have the commentary, which pretty much gives our exact thoughts scene by scene, pretty much.
yeah,
So, which we'll link below if you are interested in hearing our thoughts on VHS 2.
yeah,
I give this movie, straight up off the bat, I give this movie the slight edge. I used to think VHS 2 was better,
Mm.
Up until we did the recording of VHS 2, I thought VHS 2 was better.
Yeah.
But after watching VHS 1 this week, I
Mm.
think VHS 1's better.
I think as an overall movie, it is better.
Yeah.
The only thing is, VHS 2
Safe Haven.
has Safe Haven,
Yeah.
which is kind of you know, it's almost like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a rateable thing on its own. You
Yeah.
know,
Now, straight up,
it
do you
just
give...
being there ups the level of it.
Yeah. Now, would you say Safe Haven's the best segment in the whole VHS franchise?
uh, you know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's one of the ones I could see getting like a full length version.
Yeah.
You know.
It's my second favorite segment in the whole thing. But
Hmm.
let's take this thing story by story here. I actually
Yeah.
wrote it down as I was watching it. Um,
Okay.
so the wraparound to VHS is called Tape 56, and
Yep.
guess who directed it?
Adam Wingard.
Yep. Okay, you looked it up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's been in VHS since the beginning, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
And I actually really dig the wraparound this time. I think it's actually I like
It
it
makes
better
more
than
sense.
VHS 2's wraparound.
Yeah. Well, it makes more sense.
Yeah, but it's if you think about it too, like once they enter the house, it's essentially the same as VHS 2.
Yeah.
Like I like the fact though that through half the movie that old man's sitting in the chair. And
Yeah.
then I think after like the third story,
Yeah.
the old man
Just
ain't there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And the dude don't even realize it, which I think is cool.
Oh yeah. I love stuff that happens in the background,
Yeah,
and the people on screen have no clue what's going on,
yeah,
and you just want to jump up and say, "Damn it, man, turn around!"
yeah. Well, this group are basically petty criminals,
Yeah.
and it shows them doing something that actually people do in real life, where they'll go up to an unsuspecting woman and just
Hmm.
rip off her shirt. And I have seen people, not in person, but
Yeah.
like I have seen people do that. I think that is a
Yeah.
thing.
It is.
Highly illegal, but it is a thing.
Yeah.
You got to have a lot of balls to do that. But
Yeah.
so that's what they do, and they have to retrieve this videotape for these buyers or whatever, and they break in to get the videotapes, and that's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
The leader, the hipster dude,
Yeah.
I can't stand, dude. I think he's annoying as hell, and I
Yeah.
don't like his mustache.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
he looks like he should be in like a Mumford and Sons video or something. I just don't
Yep.
like him. But I do like the whole grittiness of it too. It feels realistic. Like it
Yeah.
feels like an actual abandoned type house.
Yeah.
And even though I don't like the hipster guy, they do seem real,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they do.
But I mean, yeah. So I said I like this wraparound better than the second one, and you agree?
Yeah. It just seems to work better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then the opening segment is Amateur Night, and
Yeah.
this is directed by David Bruckner,
Yep.
who made a feature length of this short actually
Yeah.
called Siren, which I haven't seen. I don't want to see it.
I haven't seen it either. I'd kind of like to see it,
Really?
but I don't know. I don't know if I want to.
See, I really dig this segment, and that's why I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I
I know what
fear
you
I
mean.
don't know if I want to see an hour and a half of it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Now, do it or not. It had an original concept. I've never heard of a concept like this before. It's
No.
essentially these amateur. Now, when I looked it up on Wikipedia, when I was like getting the directors for this,
Hmm.
it said these are amateur porn makers. I mean,
Yeah.
I understood they wanted to do that, but I didn't think they were like actually like
Yeah.
porno makers. You know what I mean? I wonder if they just took liberties in writing that.
Yeah. I
Because
think
to
so.
me, I get the vibe that they were just drunk college kids that just wanted to hook up and record it.
I think that's probably more the case.
Because realistically, these people can't handle their alcohol, man.
Yeah.
Like the one dude that's just laughing uncontrollably on the couch. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, come on, man. Like you came here with a mission and you just blew it just by standing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. But the chick, dude, well, let's get the plot line for it, I guess.
Yeah.
So they have these glasses, which is actually a cool idea because you really
Yeah.
wouldn't notice there's a camera there.
Yeah.
And they go to a bar, they get wasted, and they pick up this two girls
Yeah.
and bring it back. The one girl just passes out immediately.
Yeah.
And so the one dude just starts hooking up with this woman who's just bizarre looking.
Yeah.
Like, to me, she would be pretty looking, but her forehead, like, is that, that, like, indent she has on her forehead?
Yeah.
Is that real? Like, does she actually have that in real life?
No, the indent is makeup.
Oh, okay. All right. Then she
Yeah.
probably is really attractive in real life. 'Cause I
Yeah.
remember sitting there thinking, like, yeah, that indent would be too much for me. You know what I mean? It'd be all I could look at.
Yeah.
But she has a really unique look, man.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, I could see immediately why they cast her.
Yeah.
But she's on the bed and she's basically riding this one dude. And then she
Mm.
starts grabbing the main guy we're in the POV of.
Yeah.
And, he starts taking his pants off or whatever. And then the drunk dude who was, like, laughing uncontrollably, all of a sudden you see him standing up, taking his clothes off. And then the chick, like, looks back and she's like, no, no, and all
Yeah.
that. And,
She doesn't like him.
yeah, and for some reason, the dude we're following gets, like, really weirded out. Remember, he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do this. And he runs to the bathroom and all
Mm.
that. Then all of a sudden, the drunk dude runs in screaming. And he
Yeah.
got bit and he's all bloody and everything. And then he was like, oh, she bit me. And then the dude comes out and you just see the chick just, like, ripping the dude apart.
Yep.
But before that, you get a glimpse of her foot. Remember when you first realized there's something weird?
Yeah.
Like, her foot looks, like, kind of scaly and there's, like, long talons
Yep.
and stuff. But it's such a quick image, and for some reason, I think it's just because they're high and drunk, they just
Yeah.
shrug it off. But
I think that's probably the case. Yeah.
yeah, it's weird. So she's on top of this dude, ripping him apart, and obviously the two dudes are just freaking out, yelling, and the one girl's still passed out, which I thought was funny.
That was
But
yeah.
you don't know what happens to her. I mean,
No, she probably just woke up and was like, man, that was a
yeah.
bad party.
But yeah. So she ends up like running after the dude, and the stair fall is like brutal looking.
Yeah.
When he falls down, and she's like licking herself like a cat and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like it was really original, it's the only word I got is just really original, and it's really intriguing, and I really dig the ending. Like,
Yeah.
she just straight up picks him up and starts flying away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
What always makes
that's
me...
creepy if you think about it, though, dude.
Oh yeah, the thing I always kind of wonder about it though is like, would like, do you suppose he survived, or do you suppose like she totally ate him?
I think
Because
she
I get
killed him. I don't think he would have survived.
the idea had he been nicer to her, that he probably would have survived.
And just been her sex slave or something.
Yeah, I think she genuinely kind of wanted him.
Yeah.
Not just kind of like for like food or whatever she was using the other ones for.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the VHS series is it leaves those questions.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's what makes
it's
it.
meant to just be like you're watching real footage. You know what I mean? You don't get all the context.
Yep.
And that's what I think is cool.
Yeah.
But I think this is one of the better stories, although I think there's better stories in this movie that are better than that.
Yeah.
Although, like so what do you think? You give this a high rating or what?
Amateur Night, I give kind of like let's go from 1 to 10. I'd give it probably about an 8.
Yeah. Now, do you like it better than the opening story in part 2 with that robotic eye or whatever? That sees ghosts.
I don't know. They're very this is what's great about the VHS series. They're so different.
Yeah.
It's really hard to compare the two. I think it makes more of an impact
What, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It feels more realistic, and the
yeah,
overall tone of it feels more fitting for VHS.
yeah,
Whereas in the Ghost Eye segment feels more unrealistic, you know?
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I give it. I wouldn't rate it as high as an 8. I'd probably give it a 6.5, 7.
yeah,
Um, it's over quick. I mean, it's literally you see her at the bar, they go to the hotel, and then she flies
that,
away with them.
yeah,
You know, the second segment is to me the most disappointing. It's not my least favorite segment in it, but it's
yeah,
disappointing to me in the way that T. West directed it.
yeah. I was expecting more from
Yeah,
him.
like I love House of the Devil. I think that's a modern classic.
Yeah.
I also really love The Innkeepers.
Oh
I
yeah.
love that movie. The ending, especially when you see that ghost in that room and everything.
Yeah.
I love that movie. In The Sacrament, I didn't love it as much as the first two movies I mentioned, but I dug The Sacrament, and
Yeah.
I didn't see as Western, but
No.
yeah, I really dig T. West. Um, but this one, it's a cool story. The dude, the main actor, I don't know his name. I think he was in You're Next.
Yeah.
Who
I.
plays the
I.
boyfriend? He looks like a poor man's Michael C. Hall from Dexter.
Yeah. Yeah. He does. Very
That's all I
much
kept
so.
thinking. But this is they're on a honeymoon because I'm assuming because the story's called Second Honeymoon. Um,
Yeah.
the chick says it in the beginning. They're just filming their memories. They're just filming a road trip really, and just going around doing stuff. And they sleep at this like motel.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, someone that's not them has the camera, and she's got one of those clear, creepy masks from Alice, Sweet Alice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And she has like this switchblade, and she's kind of just like rubbing it on her blankets and legs and stuff, and then like dips out, and then it
Yeah.
shows them, and then the dude's like, "Oh, did you steal $100 from me?" And she's like,
Yeah.
"No," and it was like a weird because you could tell he didn't believe her at all.
Yeah.
And that's what, and this story, I think has the best acting of
Yeah.
all of them. Like I actually believed like their acting, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it seemed the
Yeah.
realest out of all of them. But what makes the story really weird is they travel a lot farther and then they sleep at the motel again and the same intruder
Yeah.
is in their motel again.
Yeah.
And then the ending, it's you realize the girlfriend was with this intruder and they kill the dude.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't fully understand this short. Am I missing something?
I.
I thought it was bizarre, dude. Like, I don't get the ending at all.
The whole idea I got from watching it was like, I think they're married
Yeah,
to the guy and the girl,
yeah.
and I think she had an affair at some point.
Because there is
And
an awkwardness to him almost.
yeah, and there's one part in there where he says like something along the lines of like you'll just do what you want anyway,
Yeah,
or something like that, So I think she had an affair, and then they've like reconciled or whatever, and this is their second honeymoon. But the person she had an affair with is the girl who's following them around,
yeah. How do
and
you think the woman's getting there, though?
I think she knows.
Yeah, just
I
following him in a car or something?
I think the wife is letting her know, like, hey, we're going to such a place
Oh, I
next.
think that's obvious. Yeah, I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
because she's definitely in on it.
yeah,
And I think it was. I think it was done in such a way to make it seem like if the cops came or anything, that it was just some random like person
yeah,
was just following them around. But I think she was being given, you know, instructions.
yeah. It's,
Yeah.
I really, even though I didn't fully get the ending, I still
Yeah.
really like it, though, for some reason.
It's a really solid second story.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
yeah, and that's one thing that I like better about this VHS than part 2
Yeah.
is it all feels like really the same tone. Like
Yeah.
this story feels the same tone as the first one as the first story, whereas in part 2 you had the serious tone of the eye, and then you went to like the goofy zombie thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I dig it, even though I think it's disappointing for T West and I didn't get it fully.
Yeah.
I still really enjoyed it just because of like the realism and eeriness of it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, honestly, though, it's the only story out of a lot of them, though, that doesn't have any supernatural elements.
Yeah, and the whole movie had like or a whole segment had like a really uneasy vibe to me, especially when they're in that like cliff mountain thing.
Oh, yeah.
That whole part felt really weird to me, like really uneasy.
Yeah.
Oh, and it just now clicked to me, dude. Like
Hmm.
thinking about it just clicked to me. Remember when they're on that mountain and he says, "There's a girl like 500, like a third 50 yards away. I could hear her talking on the phone because it's so quiet."
Yeah.
It just clicked to me. That's that girl.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, dude. There's just an eerie vibe to that, man. Even like thinking about if that really happened, just some, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the more I think about it, the higher I'm giving the rating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a good story, and it's a good segment. It's just, I expected more from Ty West.
Yeah, that's the only thing holding it back. I think is just the director.
Yeah.
What
I
I like
I
about it
think
though,
he wrote it in essentially.
yeah,
He,
but
he
it's such a
dialed it
quick
in.
story though. You know what I mean?
It is. It's a very short segment.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the acting of the dude. You know.
Yeah. He
Now,
he he does. I don't know. It's like he you kind of like him, but he seems like a jerk at the same time.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at him again now that I see Michael C. Hall, like you
Hmm.
gotta see it, man. Like he looks like a poor man's version of him.
Yeah.
But the next segment is Tuesday the 17th,
Yep.
and this is directed by Glenn McQuaid, who
Yep.
his biggest movie he did was I Sell the Dead, which I didn't
Ah.
see, but it's a horror comedy, I think. I
Yeah.
know
It's
it's
actually
got the dude from Lord of the Rings in it.
yeah. It's all right. I mean, it's basically the story of Burke and Hare.
Yeah,
They're like the grave robbers, so it's
yeah,
all right. There's a couple of genuinely funny scenes in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, this Tuesday the 17th segment, though,
Yeah.
I think is the worst segment in the first two VHS movies.
It is.
Like, like what the
Yeah.
like I don't even understand what the slasher is supposed to be.
I don't
It's
know.
like a glitch. Nobody can see him. And then, well,
Yeah.
let's get the plot here. So
Yeah.
it opens with these teens. I'm assuming they are.
Yeah.
They're on a road trip to go to this like lake in the middle of the woods or whatever.
Mm.
And just right off the rip, like off rip, the main girl's like super creepy. Like they
Yeah.
get through the woods and she looks at him and she's like, "You're all gonna die tonight."
Yeah.
And none of them are alarmed at all. Like they totally like brush it off until like randomly while they're swimming, they're like, "Oh yeah, what did you mean by we're all gonna die when you said that earlier?"
Yeah.
And it was just super weird. And then the one dude's like really freaked out about something called the fear.
Oh yeah, the
It's just
fear.
like, dude, like the segment just sucks, man. And the
It
acting is
does.
atrocious, dude.
Yeah.
Like everybody in the movie sucks, or in this segment sucks at acting.
Yeah.
Like it feels really wooden. Like they're like, what do you mean by that? Like you can
Yeah.
just tell they're acting, dude.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really annoying seeing the killer as a glitch, dude. You know what I mean?
It was dumb.
Yeah, it
I,
was
I mean,
just stupid, dude.
you could have made this into a genuinely good little slasher story.
Yeah,
Create like a really like iconic looking character.
yeah,
You could have made it work, but it's just kind of meh.
yeah. It's
There was some potential. I
yeah,
mean, in the story, I dig the idea of like kind of like the survivor of like a previous massacre or whatever, bringing people in to be essentially
Bait,
bait,
yeah.
to
Where
bring
she
in,
already had
you
traps
know,
set up.
yeah.
This,
I thought that was kind of cool,
yeah,
but it was wasted potential.
definitely. It would have been better off if they just had a straight up killer. Like,
Yeah,
nothing supernatural about him, nothing stupid. If it was like, okay, there's a killer in these woods, I'm going to bring him out, and it's just some random hermit or something.
yeah,
That would make it more realistic, more creepy, and this whole segment, though, confirmed to me that a found footage Friday the 13th movie would be
yeah,
badass, you know what I mean?
yeah, definitely.
Because that's what I kept on getting, were like Friday the 13th vibes. And I
Yeah,
got the one positive I could say about this segment is when that blonde girl, when
yeah,
she's talking, all of a sudden you see the knife just come out of nowhere and like
yeah,
her eyeballs hanging out and stuff.
yeah,
I thought that was a really cool kill.
yeah. I just loved it. It's like she's gonna like show off her cheerleading moves or whatever, and it's
Yeah, that was cringy, dude.
like really?
Yeah, that was cringy. Like, who the hell
Yeah,
wants to see that, you know?
yeah.
But
That was funny though. The fear.
yeah,
No,
the kid
I
was like
won't smoke.
terrified of it, dude.
Yeah,
And he
I
was,
won't. I won't smoke pot. Why not? Because I'll get the fear. And they're like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "It's when you get all crazy and fearful of stuff." And it's like, dude,
was he meaning paranoia of it, or
I think yeah, he was like he was gonna get all freaked out by everything.
because
And
if I was in that group and some dude was saying that, I'd be like, is this dude for real right now? Uh,
yeah, it'd be like no,
it
go
was just
away.
the acting sucked, dude. Like, and
It was
even when
not
she's
good.
like, oh, let's go in the lake and let's have sex and all that, and let's even
Yeah,
record it and all that. The dude was like, huh, like, huh?
yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
dude, the acting was just atrocious.
It
And what's
was.
weird too is I don't understand what was supposed to be happening here. Like one of the very last shots, the dude who she was trying to hook up with in the lake, he's
Yeah,
been dead, and then all of a sudden he comes walking in. But he looks like Jim Carrey or something, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
almost like he's doing a goofy like dance or something. It's really like kind of
yeah.
funny looking.
When you listen to the commentary, apparently the idea behind it was like the people that get killed there become like this glitch person. So so they're all kind of there,
This
and
is
they're
so
like
stupid, dude.
it is there. This is a thing. As a premise, I can kind of understand what they were going for, but it was not right for a short like this.
Yeah.
It's a premise that, if given time to mature and to grow as a storyline, it could work. So maybe as a feature length, it could maybe work in
Yeah.
theory, but you'd need some better actors and maybe a
Yeah.
better director and
See, the thing is though,
Mhm.
this movie, if it cut out that segment, it would have been a perfect movie. It
Oh
still
yeah,
would have been an hour and 35, hour 40 minutes, you know what I mean? They
yeah,
could have cut that segment easily,
yeah,
and it would have made the movie so much better, you know what I mean?
yeah,
They should have just put that as like a special feature.
yeah,
Because realistically, this is a 2 hour movie,
yeah,
you know? But yeah, weakest of the whole first two.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
now, let's move on to the next story, which I
Yeah.
just looked up the director. It's
Hmm.
done by Joe Swanberg, who
Hmm.
is the husband in Second Honeymoon.
Oh,
Yeah, that actor, the
oh.
second-rate Michael C. Hall, he directed this.
Well, there we go.
So, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I had to look up the ending of this thing, like what it all meant. That's what I love about these segments is you still get the gist, like,
Yeah.
because you're really just looking at like kind of like segments, and it's like they don't give you any context. They
No.
almost like want you to piece it together yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
really enjoy about it. You get like new stuff from it every time you see it.
Yeah.
Um, I think this is the most bizarre segment of them all.
It is,
Yeah,
definitely.
like it opens with this chick who I thought was really cute for some reason. Like I really dug this girl.
Yeah.
I thought her like titties were awesome too, man. But but basically she's talking to this like medical student, and she's talking about she has some lump under her arm and she keeps itching at it and all that. And this doctor dude, he's like annoyingly controlling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's aggravating this dude. Like he's the whole movie is just like, no, don't do that, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
annoying. But anyways, at the end when you realize what's going on, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But she's talking about this lump and all that she has under her skin, and he's talking about, oh well, I'll look at it when I get there. And then she starts saying her house is haunted,
Yeah.
and this is where it starts to get kind of confusing to me. There's like this, keep seeing this image of this little girl like running around and stuff,
Yeah.
and it progresses a little bit from there. You keep seeing more of this haunting, and then she's on the camera the next day, and she's straight up just dug a hole in her arm.
That was just
Yeah, it was
kind
like,
of,
holy shit, dude. And the
yeah.
guy's like, oh no, don't do that, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden she gets like knocked out or whatever, and then you
Yeah.
just straight up see the dude just open the door and walk in, and then you're like, as the watcher, you're like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
you realize he's been next door the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, this is what confuses me, though. Who are the little girls?
Apparently they're supposed to be aliens.
The little girls are? Because I know
Yeah.
because he, like, straight up cuts her stomach open and pulls out an alien fetus.
Yeah. Apparently they're like human alien hybrids or something.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
It
See,
is.
that's the only thing that was unclear to me was these little girls. Now it's clear to me. Um,
Yeah.
but he takes this fetus out of her and then walks away, and then the next thing you see, she's got or you hear him talking to something in the background saying, oh, something about the tracking device, and then you hear him like, all right, we'll just say she got hit by a car or something.
Yeah.
And then you see her, she's got a cast on and she's all banged up and all that, and she's like, oh, that therapist you recommended to me said I have schizophrenia and all that, and she was like,
Yeah.
I must be crazy because I don't remember getting hit by a car. And you really feel bad for this chick
Yeah.
because there's nothing wrong with her, and this dude's just like in her head and all that, and it's like it gave me an uneasy vibe just how like scummy this dude was, and you really felt bad for the chick.
Yeah.
And she's all like, you deserve someone more normal and all that, and she's even like, oh, I love you, and he just like straight just looks at her and is like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you know what I mean? I'm like, dude can't even like fake it, like.
Yeah.
But then it literally just the next scene is a different girl,
Yeah.
and he's literally
And
saying
it's the
everything
exact
word
same
for
thing.
word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it was a bizarre segment, man.
Yeah. It was. That this is a segment that could have done with more time.
Yeah, and what's weird
You
about
know?
this, if you wouldn't have looked it up, would you have known this was aliens at all? Because when you look at the fetus, you can't tell if it's an alien fetus or just looks like a small baby. You know what I mean?
I know it's yeah. That
Like when I
that's
first
again.
saw this, I didn't get
Mm,
it at all, dude.
yeah. I mean, it's the sort of thing. It needs more time,
Yeah.
and it needs to have like the aliens brought in a way.
Yeah, you need to know, they need to make it more clear that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I also think it makes it more eerie not knowing that because you're kind of like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Now, this too was kind of innovative too because this was before The Den, before Friend Request, and before Unfriended. This was like the first movie to use
Skype.
Skype
Yeah.
as a movie, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I have a more appreciation for it too that it's directed by the actor from Second Honeymoon.
Yeah.
You
That is
know,
kind of cool.
yeah. So I think it's a really interesting story.
Yeah.
No, the
I,
last seg. Oh, you want more?
I would have liked, like I said, to have seen it a bit longer and
Yeah, if
just
they made a full length.
a bit more continuity,
Yeah,
and just intro, introduce aliens into the story
yeah,
soon. Be it like, like her just saying like, oh, well, it was weird, like the other night there were all these lights outside or something.
yeah,
Just do it like that, could like, and like we can infer from that that it's
yeah,
aliens.
yeah. I think they should have had like them look different than just normal little girls though.
Yeah, that would have helped.
And but I also think the ending of this was like really effective though.
Oh,
Like I
definitely.
think it
Yeah.
has a really like kind of eerie, really strong ending.
Yeah. Just the thought, like how many other,
Women
like,
as he like,
yeah,
yeah,
like does he have just like like is everyone in this apartment?
yeah, because he obviously lives in this apartment.
Yeah, because you can get there quick.
Yeah, yeah, very strange.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's like recommending these girls to a therapist.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm curious about? If one of the girls was just like, nah, I'll find my own. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe
Like you
she
got to
just,
assume every girl this dude runs into like follows every word he says. You know,
yeah. All I can think is maybe, you
master
know,
manipulator,
yeah.
which he obviously is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Now the
Yep.
next story is 10/31/98,
Yep.
which translates to Halloween night 1998.
Yep.
This is directed. It doesn't give individual names, just a team of
Yep.
three called Radio Silence,
Yep.
and their claim to fame is obviously this, Devil's Due, and one of my favorite anthologies of all time. They did every segment of Southbound.
That's cool.
Yeah, and if you ever see Southbound, you'll see a lot of influences of this story in particular.
Well, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, right off the bat, this is my favorite story in all the whole VHS franchise.
Yeah.
I love
I,
this
yeah.
segment, dude. I love Safe Haven, but
Yeah.
I give this segment the slight edge.
Yeah. This is one that should be a feature.
Yeah,
There's
like
enough there.
yeah, dude. This is like a genuinely freaky segment, man.
Yeah.
Like let's just give a quick synopsis.
Yeah.
It's just these people on Halloween night. They're invited to this party. They travel to this party, and they basically walk into a satanic ritual. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it is. And then the ending is them trying to escape.
Mm.
It feels like 98. This is the only segment in this whole movie that feels like it was shot on an actual VHS camera. Like
Yeah.
every other segment looks like it was shot on like a handheld HD camcorder.
Yeah.
Like the wraparound and this are the only ones that look like they were shot on actual VHS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you ever go back and watch this, none of the other stories look VHS like at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it has like a little build up too, which I think is good. I think this is one of the longer ones of the story of the thing,
Yeah.
justifiably so. Like VHS stand out, or VHS 2 stand out as Safe Haven.
Yeah.
This I think was meant to be the standout of VHS.
Yeah. I
And
believe it.
VHS 2, if they were smarter, they should have put Safe Haven at the very end, like this
Yeah.
did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, because they go, they're goofing around or whatever. They're really good actors because they're believable. That's how, I would have
Yeah.
been at that age. The costumes look real, really
Yeah.
like they don't have a lot of money, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like one of them
We,
even dresses as the Unabomber,
I know. We have to talk about the fact that, they're a Unabomber, a pirate, a teddy bear implanted with a nanny cam,
Yeah,
and a Marine.
yeah. Like
I
they're
mean,
pretty realistic costumes, man, and
yeah.
they're what someone with zero money would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so you kind of believe their whole friendship and all that. And
Yeah.
straight off the bat, the house is empty. It has a weird vibe, but
Yeah.
it starts off with subtle things, and it actually is kind of creepy, man. Like the one dude's looking in the mirror, and there's like a girl sitting on the chair. and
Yep.
then he looks back, she's not on the chair, but there's a few times where they keep showing the chair, and it
Yeah.
has just an eerie vibe to it,
Yeah.
and just like little stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then like they go up to the attic,
Mm.
and there's a girl tied up, and there's all these people around like chanting and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're almost so over the top, it almost takes you out of it.
Yeah.
Like there's one dude that's like closest to the girl, she's like behind her, or he's like
Yeah.
behind her, and just the way he's yelling and stuff, it almost looks kind of cartoonish.
Yeah.
But it's still believable though. Like it's still
Yeah.
good, and they're like, they're chanting something. I don't remember what it was they were chanting.
Cast you down.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the kids,
The
they
guys
think
get
it's
in
a
on it.
joke. They start
Yeah.
chanting, and dude, I love how they all get silent and look back at him.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, what the?
You know what I find is weird about it though? I
Hmm.
feel like in real life, if that happened, they just
Yeah.
run over, get you, and kill you. Like this one, they're like, "You shouldn't be here. Get out, get out!" Like yelling at him to get out and all that. And it's
Yeah.
like, but anyways, they realize shit's about to go down because they just straight up slice this girl open. You know what I mean? And they're
Yeah.
like, "What the hell, dude?" And that's when you see the way the arms come out of the wall,
I
like
love
Day of
that.
the Dead. Dude,
Yeah.
it was really creepy, dude. And the sound they were making,
Yeah.
like it was like a really creepy sound, man. Dude, the
Yeah.
effects to this were top notch, man. Like especially when
Yeah.
they're running down, you just see the handprints slamming against the wall,
Yeah.
and then you see like a door in one room just like floating. And
Yeah.
dude, the creepiest scene to me is when they're
Mhm.
going by this door and the window of the door is shrinking. Like it's
Yeah.
like disappearing, dude. And then they
Yeah.
walk by one room and there's like the ceramic pots and everything are just floating and slamming around, and
Yep.
there's a part where just tons of arms are coming out, and dude, to me it's like probably the creepiest haunted house thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. I agree. I mean,
Like I wish they
it's
would have made a full length of it.
it deserves it. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you need to see Southbound, dude. Because
Yeah.
one of the last segments of Southbound, you know how like like once they're trying to escape how fast paced it is and there's just shit happening like constant, like
Yeah.
it's like it's like amplifying and amplifying and it's just like a race for time to get out of there.
Hmm.
Like there's a segment in Southbound where it's the same way. Like you could tell it's the same effects team because there's a part where they have to escape from something
Hmm.
and just stuff is just craziness happening as they're trying to escape and you actually feel the rush of it.
That's cool.
But yeah, man, and they get in the car, they actually get away, but then they see like the girl standing in front of the car, and then the very last shot, you realize they're on a train track,
Yep.
and train slams into them, and camera goes out, and then it
Yep.
just says VHS on the screen.
Yep.
Perfect ending for the movie, man.
Yeah.
Now that segment was so creepy to me
Yeah.
that it makes the VHS better than VHS 2 automatically.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know, I put this as an S-class film.
Yeah.
I
I
think,
agree.
yeah, I think 20 years down the road, this will be a remembered movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Probably.
how Creepshow is remembered. I think this will be put on that same list. You know what I mean? Like 20 or 30 years down the road, when you know younger people are like, "Oh, what are some of the good anthologies from back in the day?" I
Yeah.
think this will be on that list for sure. You
Yeah.
know what I
I
mean?
yeah. I agree with that. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it'll be like, 30 years down the road, it'll be considered a classic.
Yeah.
The second one too, I think will be. I know the third one won't, but I know if they made like a top 10 best anthologies of all time 30 years down
Yeah.
the road, I'm pretty confident they would both be on there.
Yeah. I would think so. I mean, they just work, don't they?
Yeah, concepts were just, especially for the time, really original. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But yeah, so that's our review for that. Like I said, I know what you said, you like 2 better because of Safe Haven.
It. I don't know. I mean, I put them almost equal,
Yeah.
but there's more in part one that I like than there is in part two.
Yeah, now straight up, if you could only have one of the shorts, would you take 1031.98 or Safe Haven? You could
Ooh.
only own one. You can't have both.
Uh, 1031.98.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it just feels like there's so much more going on,
Yeah. The
you know?
just the whole vibe of it, man. It's like I honestly I've seen a lot of haunted house movies,
Yeah.
and I think it's insane that of all the years haunted house movies have been out, no one can do it better than that 18-minute short. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's a classic, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I think it
It's
has
great.
I think it has insane rewatchability value.
Oh, definitely.
You know.
Definitely. You see new stuff every time you watch it.
Yeah. It's yeah. Especially if you take like a year or two off between viewings,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
almost forget how good it is, and then you watch
Mhm.
it and you're just like, holy shit, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
You know. It's one of those movies too. Like I remember I had showed my dad it like when it first came out, and I remember he really enjoyed it. It's one of those movies where I feel like it'd be fun showing people that haven't seen it, you know?
Yeah.
But
It's just all around solid.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go ahead and end the podcast there.
Yep.
You know, today's Saturday. This Wednesday we'll have the commentaries up for the two guinea pig films.
Yep.
Because you just want to straight marathon them,
I think that'd probably be best because
or
I
would
mean,
you rather do marathon them in one night, or would you rather do one Wednesday, one Thursday, or what?
uh, you know what? Let me just check the running times.
All right.
Uh,
Well, we'll get that settled after behind the scenes. But this is Corey's Crypt,
this is BDG reviews.
and we'll see you next weekend. Peace.
Yep. Peace.
All right. Hold on.